we live?
Are we alive?
For sure?
For reals?
Can they see us?
I think so.
Should I pull my pants up?
Are you ready, Wendy?
Open the pod bay doors. How did you just fucking... Was that Purple Rain? Was that? Oh, that was genius. Is the water ready? Yes, Lisa. Shall we begin?
Yes,
Lisa. Welcome to FatMan Beyond, man. I'm Kevin Smith.
I'm Mark Bernard.
And if you can't tell, folks, I am super fucking big.
Before we start, he's like, buddy, I think you might have to drive tonight.
I did. I was like, you might have to drive. I'm really fucking baked. Yeah, I'm pretty damn baked. But not in any, and that's not bragging. Kids, don't be like me.
I'm not bragging.
But it's just normally I'm not. And then I smoked some more when I got here. So I'm really fucking, I'm feeling great.
Did you just say normally I'm not?
I don't get high anymore. You know, I'm always blazed, I guess, but I don't really get high. But like, I am fucking feeling high. You're gonna get some Victor Garber shit out of it. Some truth. Somebody pointed out on Twitter. They said, "Hey, he was also an alias." I waited a week to say, "You're right."
Yes, he is.
You were right. I ain't gonna fight that. Isn't that nice to hear from someone on Twitter in the real world? I mean, that's the opposite effect of Twitter. Generally, is people be like, "You're wrong," but instead, here I am going like, "Oh my God, you're right."
Well done. Garber update.
Oh shit! Stand by, kids. We got a Garber update. This
I emailed his publicist.
Keep us in the two-shot. What?
Yeah. I tracked down his publicist, and I was like, hey, man.
All right, now give him a single. Give Mark a single. He's going deep. What?
Yeah. I went on fucking IMDb Pro, for which I apparently have an account to, found his representatives, and I'm like, hey, dear Bill, I think his name was. It's like, hey, listen, I co-host this podcast with Kevin Smith, and we had a really good time talking about trying to get Victor Garber on the show. It'd be really great if he's available, if he wanted to swing through and Skype into the podcast. Signal silence so far, but the ask is out.
I'm about to get turned down twice by Victor Garber. Very few people can make that claim. No response.
Today is when I did it, so I didn't quite expect one, but just the Victor Garber story is not entirely over.
Look at that, kids. Keep hope alive. We may indeed talk to Victor Garber. Let's start laying money on this. I'll put $10,000 on him, like never calling back. No, maybe calling back, but being like, normally we just don't respond if we don't want to do something. But in this case, I'm going out of my way to tell you, Victor's not busy, but no. Tell your fucking friend that. Tell him he can't get around me. He can't circumvent Garber fucking PR.
And I think
public relations.
Once Garber's personal PR shoots us down, then we.
There's another way in.
There's another way in, man. There's Warner Brothers, man. There's fucking like, let's go to Warner Brothers TV PR, and say, listen, you got to have some Legends of Tomorrow, fucking Juicy Juice, right? Is he still on the show? Did he die?
He's off the show. That's your way in. The show he's off.
But
fuck,
he was
Mark.
just.
I thought you had a plan.
Ooh.
I'll tell you, we got somebody else. That's my last fucking ripcord, fucking my third parachute, the one I hang slung between my nuts, is I reach out to...
Down in the nutsack?
Down in the nutsack. I pull that cord, I reach out to Ben and be like, you know him, he was in Argo.
I don't want you, Ben. I want Victor fucking Garber.
I think Ben would be like, oh my God, that's the call I've always dreaded. He wants me to be on his podcast. And I'm like, can you get me Victor Garber? I think Ben would be like, oh, fucking thank God. Thank God. Yeah, fuck yeah, I'll get you Victor Garber. That would be my last resort.
I would like Ben to like fucking trick him into it by giving him the wrong Skype address. Like, just dial into this one. And suddenly, Victor Garber.
I guarantee you it would be like, click.
That's not Ben.
Be a good show.
It would be great.
I'm so fucking, it's like I find it sweet that you went out of your way and asked.
It's because
flattered and like it's adorable.
I rarely give you any presents, and I felt like this was a gift that I could give to you.
The gift of Garber.
The gift of Garber.
Kids, in this horrible quarantine, please remember it's always the season of giving the gift of Garber. And Mark, tried to give it. This is like an O. Henry story. I didn't try to get you anything. Like,
I mean, it's our
who do
Garber
you-
anniversary.
What is?
It's our Garber anniversary. It's
is our
11 years, and that's when you give Garber.
That's true. That's true. It's our Garberversary. Our Anna Garber. Man, that'd be fucking weird. That's when we maybe stop the show.
like, you
Once
know
you
what?
finally get him, he's the white whale. He's
we're
our
done.
Matt Damon.
We're done. Thanks, everybody. We're going home.
So sweet. Who's been avoiding you your whole life that I can reach out and try to find? Just to
Who's
repay
been
the
like,
favor.
no, don't want to talk to him
It's
ever.
a tough gift to match, man. Like my circumstances are very specific.
They really are. I don't think I quite have the
equivalent?
This person's been turning me down for years.
Would you take cash? I mean, I know it's not as thoughtful as what you did.
I got
but
you a Dunkin' Donuts gift certificate. Boom.
Dunkin' Donuts. I was getting you Tim Hortons, man. Fucking
Well,
classy.
Timmy
classy.
Ho.
Timmy Ho. Little T-Ho for him. Little some Timbits, some fucking doubles, if you will, for our 12 Canadian fans.
Indeed.
Thanks for watching.
Other than smoking everything under the sun, what have you been up to?
What have I been doing? I mean, it's early in the week, right? What day are we?
It's Thursday.
I mean, it's the end of the week. Boy, time fucking flew.
is
Ooh! I fucking know something I did last night. Fucking 2 a.m.
Uh-oh.
Give me a close-up. Oh, we don't have that.
We can't do that.
I fell asleep early, about 9 o'clock.
Nice.
Sometimes that's
Like a
how
baller.
I roll, particularly in the quarantine. You know, I'll be honest, I would do that before the quarantine. I fell asleep kind of early, so I woke up at like 2 a.m, and I remembered that I got an email earlier in the day and a text reminder of the email that they had sent the animatic for episode 4 of our Netflix Masters of the Universe show.
Ooh, really?
So, you know, I got up to take a leak, and then I was like, fuck sleep. And I went down to my office, and I downloaded that shit. God damn it. It is a fucking wonderful show. It is such a great show. And let me tell you something. Like, the drawings, it's an animatic. They're Spartan at best. It's stick figures, like, not even features and stuff most cases, just to represent position and movement and stuff. Still, fucking, I watched an episode at 2 a.m, and I'm not even bullshitting. I watched it 3 times back to back, and this episode was 24 minutes. It has to come down by 2 minutes. And there's an easy 2 minutes to pull and stuff. Because now you see the pacing of it. You're like, we don't need this scene. As good as this scene is, we don't need this. And let's not make Powerhouse animate this and stuff. Plus, like, each episode has to be a certain amount of minutes and shit like that. So I watched this fucker 3 times, back to back to back. So over an hour, from like 2 a.m. till like 3:30 and shit. Smoking and watching this animatic. And I bawled my fucking eyes out. Like, each time I watch it, there's this, you know what happens. This is episode 4. So you know,
Yep.
holy fuck. It's like, I'm so proud of it. Like, I didn't write that episode. That was, Tim wrote that episode. Just like episode 3, which I've watched fucking to death. Mark wrote that episode. And there's this beautiful fucking scene, like,
You can't talk about it.
it's impossible to talk about.
Don't even.
But I'm telling you, like, it's wonderful. They're doing such wonderful work. The performances are so great. And tonight we get to talk to somebody who provides one of those performances. So, man, oh man, I got to do that, and it was a blast. I had no notes for Powerhouse Animation. My notes were more like, we overwrote this. We got to pull back 2 minutes so that we don't sacrifice. I mean, that's the thing. The whole time we were writing the episodes, we were always like, fuck, you know, it's the words and the fucking, oh, they'll follow fucking us. Then you watch an episode where they do a sequence where in the script it was like, you know, shadow demons surround them or something like that, for example. What they gave was far fucking greater. Like, they created this animated sequence where you're like, holy shit, made me go back to the script to be like, did we write that? And we didn't. And it was one of the places where they were like, hey, it's cartoon. Let's
Blow
go
it out.
nuts. And you're so thankful they did. So what a great partnership. Powerhouse killing it, man. So I did that yesterday. What was I doing prior to that? I've been doing a lot of, like, streaming, I feel like. I've been doing a lot
cleaning.
of stuff, a lot of cleaning. That's true. I've been quarantined cleaning my office and finding old articles and shit. I put up an article from Entertainment Weekly where we were on the same page from the year of the panel and stuff, and they drew Mark in his comic and stuff. I found that Battlestar Galactica card where they're like, come do an episode and shit like that. Later on, I found the Degrassi movie script from like 2005, the outline. Degrassi, the movie for theatrical release and shit. So I've been finding a lot of fucking stuff. And then, you know, it's all fodder for the internet where I'm taking pictures and throwing it up. But it's been a beautiful walk down memory lane. Like over at that Kevin Smith Club, I started on Wake and Bake, the show that we do. I start reading from I found a journal from like fucking 1992.
Ooh, emo Kev.
Yes. And it's Kev right before. My life breaks down into two eras. Kev BC and Kev AD, Kev before Clerks, and AD after Dante. So this is Kev BC, man, like caveman Kev and shit, at his most pure, writing his thoughts and feelings and shit, and his dreams about the future. It's fucking nuts.
I feel like you should get somebody to narrate the Kev journals.
You know what I'm saying? If Alan Rickman was still around, I would totally call in that favor and be like, Alan, can you be me?
Can you channel?
I think he would have been like, Kevin, nobody's that good of an actor. Something droll and wonderful. I miss him.
May 4th.
He would have been fucking wonderful in the Masters of the Universe show.
Oh, he'd have been great.
We would have used the hell out of him, man, for something. But, oh, my God. I sent Mark, like, don't tell anybody, but a little clip from his episode of a line that, like, I just loved that he wrote in his episode that really just, like, popped, and somebody incredibly famous wound up saying this very Mark Bernardin specific line. So as I rewatched like episode 3 over and over, I screen capped it, you know, fucking shot on my phone.
Don't tell nobody.
I was like, yeah, don't fucking tell nobody because I want to on the show. But it's such a like, I mean, you can vouch for like how bare minimalist it is.
Oh yeah, no, it's like it's you're right. Stick figures with like maybe shades and shadows of what might be the rest of the figure.
Right.
And it's all black and white, and it's all very like it's the blueprint for what's going to be something awesome. But
right.
You got to see it in there.
And yet, if you know the scripts as we do, it's like, oh my God, like they're nailing it. And the fact that it's like the real cast doing the voices and stuff has been magic. Oh, just magic. But I don't know what the fuck else I've been up to. God, all the days just bleed one into another. I had a pitch yesterday that went very well.
Good for you. Zoom pitch?
It was a Zoom pitch. I can't talk about it, but it is so in the wheelhouse of this fucking show. And even
if covering it at some point.
Yeah, if I don't get the gig, it's still a show we'll be able to talk about because it's a mind bender. It shred my fucking consciousness because I was like, this is a fucking thing? Holy fuck. And I got in maybe on the ground floor and stuff. So that was yesterday. What else have I been doing? Man, oh man, like still like I'm an intermittent fasting all the time. I don't know. What have you been up to? Fuck me. What about you? You got a real life.
I got a real life. I've been watching, rewatching for me, but for my family, first time, The Walking Dead.
Really?
Yeah, because
they had never watched.
They had never watched.
And what spurred it on? Like we're living in the end times.
Pretty much.
Let's get some tips from this show.
It's like we've watched everything else. We might as well do this now.
But you really have watched everything else. If you're willing to go back, having seen Walking Dead and restart it again. But it's well made, right?
I mean, the first season, it's 6 episodes. First season are really, really sharp. Yeah, super sharp. Casting is great. Second season kicks off with a bang. We spent a little bit too much time at Herschel's farm, but whatever. The payoff for that is really strong. But I was inspired by the Walking Dead. I was inspired specifically by John Bernthal, Shane. You
can't protect a Rick.
You don't know, Rick. You got to make the hard calls, Rick.
You can't protect a Rick. That's the best Bernthal I can muster.
I was like, if Bernthal can shave his own head, then I'm going to shave my own head. Which I did today. I cut my own hair.
Get out of here.
I did. Took a little beard trimmer. Just fucking went for it.
How long did that take, Travis Bickle?
Probably about 20, 25 minutes to get it right. And I don't think it's right, but y'all can't see very much of it.
Did you roll a camera on it?
I did not roll a
Have
camera
I
on it.
fucking taught you nothing? What a great extra for the show it would have been. You were like, look, man, I decided to shave my head, and here's what it looks like. And cut to the tape. Yeah. I thought about during quarantine at one point shaving my beard off, and I was like, if I do, I'm totally fucking shooting that shit and whatnot.
Well,
But
because you've done it when you were in fucking yoga hosers, when you were the sausage Nazi dude.
put it up online. So
Yeah.
Let's leave Nazi off the resume, would you? we got an all ages show.
You did it.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. Some of that weed. Now I just do podcasts, and that makes everything a lot
Boom,
safer.
no Nazis. Podcast.
I love that movie. I just rewatched that movie because I'm working on Moose Jaws. Stand by it. Stand by it. I know people are like, you're fucking crazy. Well, we'll see how crazy I am in 25 years. I think that's how long it's going to take to really fucking have people be like, I see it now. I see what he was
That's
getting
when it
at.
matures.
One thing I've been doing is Inside Editions, which is a book company that makes amazing coffee table books, thick ass, like this will fucking brain you if you drop it like out of a first floor window onto a human being, type coffee table books about the shit we love. So like a Back to the Future book or fucking this, like they do books about genre and shit like that. Books that you get at like comic book store, but on a high-end bookshelf, like, oh shit, do I have $50 for that book? They're working on a project with me that requires me for 2 hours every day to go back and tell the story of my career.
Oh, my.
Yes. So I've spent a long time over the last 2 weeks like reliving my entire career. And Chris Prince, who's like conducting the interview, just keeps saying like, it's incredible how much shit you remember from 26 years ago. And I'm like, that's the story of my life. Like, that's where everything changed. So I really remember. I got crisp memories of all that. I don't remember what I did yesterday, but fuck, I damn Skippy remember what I did to get here. Fuck. What I did for love. That's a little bit of chorus line right there for our 3 theater fans out there.
Yeah.
And Victor Garber, who's checking in for the first time.
Yeah.
You know, he was in Sweeney Todd.
The only song from Chorus Line that I know,
Okay.
Tits and Ass.
Tits and ass.
Which is legit a song. I didn't just make it up, you guys. I'm not some crazy
Right,
banquet perv.
a bunch of grandmothers just fucking signed off, man. You do remember we're live. You can't be like throwing tits and ass around. We're going to lose people on the stream, Mark.
Listen, I was 13. It spoke to me.
Yeah, that song speaks to a lot of us still. I love Chorus Line. There's a great documentary about the making of it. Marvin Hamlisch, a documentary about Marvin Hamlisch. He was the guy that wrote the music and stuff. But they talked to like real people who are actors and actresses trying to make it on Broadway, and that's where all the songs come from. And the people whose interviews they used, because they interviewed like hundreds of people, the people whose interviews they used, guess who wound up in the cast of the
What?
first show? It's fascinating. It's incredibly democratic, diplomatic process by which one of the world's greatest Broadway musicals was made. Thank you for sticking around for hour 2 of Fat Man on Broadway.
I love that Andrew Lloyd Webber did the same thing for Cats. He would just interview cats that he knew and be like, oh, here's your story, Rum Tum Tigger. Tell me how you got to be here.
Tell me, Jellicle. And people are like, what does that mean? He's like, that's what the cat said.
He told me he's a Jellicle cat. I don't know what that is either.
Yeah, man, fuck. There was a show that, like, we lived on the East Coast. Could you avoid cats in your childhood?
Now and forever.
Thank you.
Live at the Winter Garden Theater.
We are programmed because we had like 3 channels back in the day, and every one of them that was a local affiliate would cut to a fucking Cats commercial. Those Winter Garden people must have had a lot of loot because they put that commercial on so much that we remember where it played.
Well, it was always during the local news because you couldn't like jump into actual NBC. They didn't have that kind of money.
That's true.
So it's like, hi, it's the Channel 5 evening news brought to you by Cats, live at the Winter Garden, now and forever, back again.
And since your dad watched the fucking news all the time, or your mom and shit, you were like, Cats, now and forever. Cats, now and forever. Every day you heard it fucking drummed into your head. Have you ever seen Cats?
I saw the movie.
But in life, in real, I mean,
I've
in
seen
life, we've
actual
seen
cats.
You never saw the show.
Fuck you, Jellicle! Cross the street!
Hey, man, look, they're fucking. No, have you ever, you never saw it?
I've never been inside the Winter Garden Theater for the express purpose of seeing cats.
Well, fucking, how weird is like we know all the information, but it didn't work.
No.
So I don't know is that marketing? Is marketing like, look, we just have to, like, it did work, you fucking pricks, because years later you're still spouting our catchphrase
You've been
and
conditioned.
you know where we were fucking playing. But is marketing if I actually pay for the thing, or is marketing if I'm awareness of the thing?
Yeah, if you can transform awareness into action, is what
Is
marketing
that
is
marketing?
supposed to be. Yeah.
So did they succeed as marketers?
I feel like they were more brainwashing than marketing.
it fucking worked.
Let me get you to say this over and over again.
I guarantee you, one day you and I are going to be fucking like woken like fucking sleeper agents like in the Manchurian Candidate, and it's going to be like now and forever, Winter Garden. And
I must kill the president at the Winter Garden.
And Angela
I'm not
Lansbury is
gonna
going to be
kill the
standing
president.
by, or Meryl Streep, depending on
True.
which version of the Manchurian
Yes.
Candidate you
So
watch.
Frank Sinatra or Denzel Washington.
Do you have a preference between either Manchurian Candidate?
Between Frank Sinatra and Denzel Washington.
I wonder, Mark. This is my get to know Mark period
Well,
of the show where,
here's the
like,
thing.
I don't know my friend very well, so I ask him questions like this.
I will say this.
Yes.
Denzel has had a frightening lack of top 10 singles.
Yes.
If I have to choose between those two guys, I will say one of them has like an Oscar or two, and the other one has a lot of hit records.
Doesn't Frank Sinatra have an Oscar too? Whether, warranted or not or whatever. And I don't want to piss any, I mean, look, to all our Italian American friends. And everyone out there who loves Frank Sinatra.
Somebody made him an offer he couldn't refuse, and that offer was Best Picture.
I mean, he's got an award, doesn't he? I think he
know.
might have gotten it for Manchurian Candidate.
I think he was nominated, but I don't know if he ever won. But Internet, I'm sure you will correct me with the truth of that statement. I like the,
welcome to FatMan on Chairman, as in the chairman of the board.
I like the Frank Sinatra film better.
The film is better.
Yeah.
Jonathan Demme made the other one with
He did,
Denzel
yeah.
Washington. And it had Meryl Streep in it. She replaced Angela Lansbury.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the black and white one is probably easier to take.
It is. The color one, I get it. Like the story still holds up, but it just, for some reason.
The story really holds up now.
Very much so.
And we'll just leave it there. All right.
Should we talk to Chris?
What time is it? 8:05. Let's do it. We got a guest, man. We started this guest thing. It's been working out, man. People coming in on Skype, so much so that when we're allowed to open up back to the public here at the Scum and Villainy Cantina, right on Hollywood Boulevard in Hollywood, California, a real place where real entertainment is made for real Americans in the real world.
Where dreams are made of.
Yeah, not right now, but generally speaking, right now it's a nightmare town, but a dream for traffic. So I got here in like 3 minutes from my house, unheard of.
Downhill, both ways.
We got live like Skype happening and shit like that. So we've done it a few times. We had Jim Lee on. Mm-hmm. We had Steve Jeppy on. And then we had
Breck Bassinger
on. And we were like, we should keep this fucking going. So I reached out to one of my favorite people in the world, one of my most favorite fucking individuals on the planet. Very talented little boy. Who I met while making one of those CW shows that I'm such a fan of and stuff. That little boy grew up to be, what does it say? Sinatra wins an Oscar. You know what, Andrew? You deserve to be.
Well done.
He won an Oscar from Here to Eternity. So before or after Manchurian Candidate?
I don't know that. Yeah.
So before.
Before or after Herb Waltz wakes up with the horse head in his bed.
Yes. But good on Andrew for fucking diving into shit. Andrew running technology over there. JC not giving a fuck about what happened to Sinatra. Not diving in there.
He's too busy calling Chris Wood by fucking like telephone.
And he's fucking writing a blog about how George Lucas got ignored that year and fuck the Oscars and shit like that. All right, so back to what I was saying. One of my favorite people in the world, man. Lucky enough, if you're lucky enough to work with the people you like, and I met this kid on a set, and most people on sets, not necessarily all likable and stuff like that.
Careful.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm really
Most
thankful.
people on sets,
This
douchebags.
kid ain't just
This
likable.
one.
He's fucking lovable, man. Like I was like, God damn it. I fell in love with him the way I fell in love with Ben Affleck, where I'm like, you should be in everything. Fucking, you should play Fletch. I still to this day think he'd be the perfect Fletch based on the Gregory McDonald books. When we got lucky enough to work on Masters of the Universe for Mattel and Netflix, there was always like, we could probably get a big cast for this and stuff. So I played very few cards in terms of like, well, here's who I think you could get and stuff like that, because Netflix, Mattel, these cats are putting up the money. They should tell us who they want and stuff. And Teddy, who's our Netflix exec, he loves Masters of the Universe. So like casting, of course, with Netflix, the ability to draw talent is going to be right up his alley. But one of the only names I put forward in the process, I was like, I worked with Chris Wood, and he's so good. Like, he would be an excellent Prince Adam, and then and He-Man as well, of course. But like, yeah, can I put him on the list? And they put him on the list, and I thought that was going to be it, where they were like, this Kevin made a suggestion, and then we'll put it there, and then it'll never happen. And he got the job, legit got the job and stuff. Mattel loved him, Netflix loved him. Boom, he's our Prince Adam. So here tonight, we got him. Oh, here tonight, man, making a little chit chat. That's the sound of joy. That's the sound that means we're going to talk to a guest. We get to open the door and welcome to FatMan Beyond, He-Man himself, ladies and gentlemen, Prince Adam. I give you Chris Wood.
Oh my goodness!
Look at that intro.
Look at that pretty ass man. Look at how pretty he is. Somebody's been listening to the show,
reminiscing about.
It's actually as
Winter Garden Theater.
I was gonna say,
my first Broadway show I ever saw, Kevin,
was Cats.
Wow.
I've totally forgot as we were sitting here going, nobody's going to care about us talking about Broadway. There's one guy waiting to be on the show who was like, I'd love it if it was all...
having the time of my life. This was like FatMan Broadway edition. I loved it.
Give us your full rundown of every Broadway show that you've ever seen. And when you say Broadway, do you mean...
I mean Broadway.
Like seeing it on Broadway. You're not just live theater. It's what you have seen.
No, man, that's where I got my start. That was my whole. The stage was my whole thing. You'd have to sit here for like 3 hours to hear all of the shows I ever saw.
Are you serious? So wait,
it's got a soft place in my heart still.
I remember when I was working on Supergirl. At one point, Melissa was just like, he was in Sweeney Todd. And I was like, what? You were in Sweeney Todd?
With Victor
That's
Garber?
True, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. He was in Sweeney Todd, and he has worked on a Victor Garber adjacent show.
Yeah.
I'm saying before, I'm like, Ben Affleck's my last card. I'm turning to Chris Wood to make that Victor Garber connection. What?
Hey, guys.
Hey, man.
How are you, sir?
What's going on?
Wait, you were a musical theater guy, correct?
My thing, man. All through college and high school and growing up, that was like, aside from making movies on my Super 8, that was my other hobby.
Look, for those that don't follow very closely, Chris has acted for a long time. I met him playing Mon-El when I was directing Supergirl episodes. Of course, as I said, he's playing our He-Man. What was the vampire show that Muse loves that you were on?
The Vampire Diaries. Yeah.
Vampire Diaries as well and stuff. And he's a wonderful actor and he's a gorgeous human being. But
you're always you have the kindest intros in the world, Kevin. I come on just blushing every time I talk to you.
He's wonderful. But this is what I want to lay out there. He is a fucking hell of a writer.
Outstanding.
Oh, wow. It's still going.
And you know that, like, and I'm not just saying it to butter him up because we could totally just talk about He-Man and that's it. But, like, I've read a script that he wrote that took me back to 1994, where I was like, this is what I felt like when I saw indie film. Like, it reignited a love for indie film because the film was impressionistic and wonderful and original and singular in vision and stuff.
And nobody will ever make it. All of the qualities of a terrific independent film.
He got some pushback on the movie. Some people like, this? What? But he wrote, didn't you write a script that went someplace legit and whatnot? Are you allowed to talk about
I did,
that?
yeah.
Yes.
It's not public yet, but we're
That's not
soon.
public? That wasn't in the trades or anything like that?
Not yet, man. It's still like under the table, wheeling and dealing.
All right, well, we can't say what it is, but I can tell you right now, it's like it's something that you and I would work our whole lives to achieve, and we've been doing, and all we have is writing, and this motherfucker has everything in life, and he's about to have that as well. But
One
well
more
worth
reason.
it, well worth it, because he's wonderful at the written word. What do you attribute that to?
The written word?
Yeah, how come you're such a good writer?
Oh, well, thank you, first of all. Writing, I always kind of did it. I think I was like you, Kev, where when I was a kid, no one was giving me pages to shoot or to have my friends put on plays in the garage, so I had to write my own words. So I've just kind of always done it. I remember writing plays when I'd write up 30 pages of a script when I was 13 years old and hand it out to my cousins, and we'd perform it for all of our aunts and uncles and grandparents. Kind of have always done it. Just never been paid for it.
Yeah, that's the dream, is to get paid for it at the same time.
Isn't that great?
I saw when my man got married, he whipped out beautiful words as well. Like, where you get to say
Your
something
vows.
to there you go. There's that word, vows. I was like,
Just helping it.
Hey, wait, what do we call those promises we make?
I smoked those away. Even his vows were beautiful, like incredibly well fucking written, beautiful choice of words. Look,
My missus.
oh, I mean, yes. And then who
Water.
went first? Was it you or her? Who went first?
First, and that's why I couldn't speak through mine.
Yeah, both of them got real beautiful. The thing is,
man.
I knew Woody was a writer because I read his script and whatnot. Didn't the homegirl open with I'm not a writer, and then dropped one of the most beautiful fucking speeches that you've ever heard in your life? It was really great, really special to be there for, man. Point is, this kid writes
you were
as
there.
well. Point
Outstanding.
is, one day he's going to take my advice and write himself his own fucking lead in the movie that he should make, particularly that one that I love, and make a movie because he's got all the ingredients. Some like me,
Thanks,
I was
man.
like, I want to make a movie, but I had to hire actors and shit like that. Well, not hire, but beg them to be in it. Thank God they were. But he could write himself a part and be that fucking part and direct himself in the part because he's been on enough sets and knows how the process works.
So what you're saying is he's unfair.
Yes. Yes. I don't want to say it in front of him and embarrass the man, but yes, it is unfucking fair.
I'm so sorry.
Take us into, for those watching at home, talk a little bit about Vampire Diaries. When was that the first thing you did?
That was one of my early kind of public roles. I had done some stuff before that, nothing really that caught on with a fan base. That was sort of the first thing I did where people got excited about a character I was doing and wanted more of him, so they wrote me more stuff. That was. I guess I started on that 8 years ago.
And what was did you leave, did they kill you off? Did you leave gracefully? Did you leave because you were like, I don't want to do this anymore?
I was a bad guy. So with all good villains in our favorite shows, they have to meet some sort of demise or just, go into a spinoff. It's kind of either or. Or they're Skeletor, and then they just exist forever as an equal force.
How long were you done with that show before you went and did Supergirl?
So I did a couple things after that. I did a mini series, and I was on a limited series called Containment about a pandemic, much like what we're living in now. A little too timely. Kind of don't recommend it at the moment, but But yeah, I did that, and then after that ended, that's when I went up to Vancouver.
So wait, Containment, and if I remember correctly, did Julie Plec do that? Didn't she also?
Yeah, that was Julie Plec who did Vampire Diaries. She kind of pulled me across from that experience.
When you're making it, are you like, silly fictional world, this will never happen?
I'll never need to remember any of this.
You know what? I feel like in a way the show kind of prepared me for the quarantine, because I read so much about the Spanish flu and about outbreaks and what actually happened. So when this all started happening, I was like, guys, no, this is real. Like when people who play lawyers think they're lawyers, it was kind of one of those things where suddenly I was like, send me in. I'm ready, guys.
Was there any containment swag that you got to keep? Like, oh, they sent me all of these masks. I got all of these masks.
I wish. I think I have some dog tags, and that's about it.
All right. So wait. So who did they come after you to come audition for Supergirl, or how does that happen?
That was the first time in my career where I got offered something without reading for it, which was kind of amazing. And I played hard to get for a second because I wasn't sure if it was the right color spandex. I was always more of a Batman guy than a Superman. And then eventually it clicked. And apparently there was some part of me that knew I was going to meet my future wife and the mother of my children. So I guess it all worked out.
I mean, yeah, and aside from just getting to play like a hero and stuff, it gave you the rest of your life. The
rest of my life, which is a pretty lucky thing to get from a job. Usually the job doesn't serve you that. So that was pretty fantastic.
And there are very few people like that can walk away from the CW like going, and that built the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
well,
huge.
It does match. The network that matches my initials should promise me something like that. I think it's somewhere in the rule book. I don't know where.
I just put that together.
Like a Wendy's girl walks into Wendy's and is like, I will take all of your hamburgers. I'm Wendy.
When they gave you the suit finally, which is something like, you know, for the run of the show was something you would look forward to, and then finally they do give you the suit. Looked tight. How was it? Uncomfortable as it looked?
Oh yeah, they're terrible. It's the worst thing you'll ever wear in your life. It's it's like a giant, which a onesie is known for comfort and relaxation and too many zippers. This is as few of zippers as you can have, including no accessibility to use the restroom. And you really can't move in them. It kind of squeezes your everything. If there's a thing that can be squeezed, it is squeezed by the spandex. So things are going, like your elbow's going up to your shoulder and you're not really sure why, and you know that you're not controlling it. It's an odd experience. But yeah, I'll tell you what, those lunch breaks were always it was like a great release to unzip the spandex and just like lay on the couch.
Tell them what it's like to be up on the harness thing, man. When you have to do flying shit, when you have to
the
green
flying's
screen.
Fun. It's that's one of the really that's when you feel like you're on the trampoline in your backyard as a kid, fighting the invisible villains. It's literally the same thing, except someone is doing the jumping for you with a rope, you know. But that's when you get to play and you feel like a kid, and those are my favorite. The big action sequences. They're a bear to shoot because they take days to shoot 2 minutes, as you know. But when you're actually doing the thing, that it's a great time.
How long before you think, like, because I know it ain't happening now. How many years from now do you think it'll be before you and Melissa are like, let's watch the episodes and see if we can like spot the chemistry, like see if Like I can see myself falling in love and blah, blah, blah. Do you think you'll ever get there?
You know, I think it's probably all over every second of every frame. So you could probably just start at the beginning and then the first second on screen probably in some way, shape, or form go, oh yeah, there it is. There's the first.
I believe that, Mr. Broadway. I absolutely believe that.
Mr. Broadway.
Can I tell him a quick Broadway story? I actually went to a Broadway show where I got to sit next to Mr. Chris Wood.
Did you now?
Oh, man.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you did.
It's beautiful. So we go see Beautiful is the show. The Carole King musical.
It was also beautiful.
It was beautiful, and it was beautiful. Branded and in my heart. The lead of the show that night is of particular interest to both me and Mr. Wood. Him, a lot more. Melissa Benoist, rhymes with moist. I learned that from Chris Wood.
That sounds awfully romantic.
Late one evening.
I used to say Benoist all the time. I don't know why. I was like Benoist.
And then I shot you a text. I was like, you know, it's like Benoist, like moist, like a decadent chocolate cake.
That was the most Christopher Walken thing I've ever heard. It's Benoist, like moist.
And delicious, like a chocolate cake.
Like a chocolate cake.
We're watching Beautiful, and we're watching Melissa open. This is the debut, the first opening night of the show. And Chris is there. A bunch of people that love Melissa there. Fucking Linda Carter was there. Wonder Woman herself.
What?
Yes, Wonder Woman was there to watch Supergirl. How awesome is that? Curtain opens, and it opens with Melissa. She's up top, like bang, singing right at the top of the show. And I'm sitting right next to Chris Wood, who is crying those joyful tears of seeing his lady love dream come true. She always wanted. Is that her first Broadway performance?
It was.
His face was moist.
First and last.
First and last. She's not going to do it again?
No. I'm just kidding.
I know.
No, it was her first. Lifelong dream.
She was like that. That's what she. She's like Chris. She's a theater kid, a couple musical kids and stuff, drama kids. So the idea of Broadway,
you can say nerds. It's okay.
Drama nerds. The idea of Broadway, that was the goal. It wasn't like one day I'm going to be Supergirl. That was the surprise and the delight where she met the love of her life and stuff. But the dream was Broadway, and her dream came true. And as if the curtains open and Melissa was crying, of course, people forgive it because they're like, oh, look at her dreams coming true. The fact that he was bawling, I was like, oh my God, she's got the right guy. Like all of the joy he felt for her joy as she was concentrating on doing the very thing that she dreamed about doing, performing. So she can't just stop the show and be like, can you fucking believe this? Which is how she feels inside. He's expressing for her just by emotional. He was crying. It was one of the most beautiful things, man, in the world.
I'm not ashamed of it.
No,
nor should you be.
You shouldn't be. It was so fucking wonderful, so supportive. But he is a point of the story. Such a Broadway kid.
I too was sitting next
to. You could say I'm a Jellicle kid.
You're a Jellicle kid.
Somebody could explain that.
I too was sitting next to Chris Wood when he was crying, but it was in New Orleans in the waiting room to shoot a scene for Reboot, and he's like, "Listen, I got to fly back to Vancouver, and my flight is like 20 minutes from now, and we haven't shot yet, and it's 4 a.m., and I'm a little bit daffy in the brain."
Yeah, we were drinking. We were on coffee number 4.
Yeah,
this is like 5 a.m. and I looked at my watch and I went, "Oh, my flight's at 6:30."
Anytime you're ready, Kev.
We got it done.
The boys were so sweet. They came out. Chris and Jesse Rath came out, and they're in Jay and Silent Bob Reboot during Chronicon. If you haven't seen it, on Amazon Prime.
With the most extensive and detailed backstory that any limited amount of screen time has ever had in the history of film. There's a story in those eyes if you look closely.
Oh my God, he's working. But he's sitting next to Mr. Mark Bernardin.
Yes.
Throughout the night. And we ran up against it. What time did we finally shoot you guys?
It must have been
I don't even remember.
5:15 or something like that.
And
They
then
came up
rushed
and
him
got
to
us?
the airport so they could get on a plane and go back to Vancouver, correct?
That's right. I had to get back to work.
Such a special...
Oh, but it was such a blast, though. And thank you again for letting us come out and play. That was such a trip.
It just means that one day your kids are going to watch that movie and be like, they're both in this terrible movie? Who are Jay and Silent Bob? Was this before you guys met on Supergirl? Why would you be in a movie like this? Let's talk He-Man. What have you done? Had you done voice work prior to He-Man?
So when I was broke living in New York, in between babysitting for 3 boys on the Upper West Side to make cash so I could support my acting aspirations, I bought a little USB microphone and I joined this, I can't even remember the name of the site. It was some like freelance voiceover site where you join and you can record audio samples and submit auditions. And that was the only voice work I had done. I was making like $100 here and there doing a voiceover for a animated, hey kids, don't run in the cafeteria, like a school PSA, or I did some military PSA teaching soldiers etiquette in the barracks, and so strange. But that was all I had done.
Tell them about how what acting in front of a microphone is like, because it is acting, and in some ways, it's way more acting than one can do on a camera. On a camera, one can be subtle. You can't be subtle behind a microphone. You got to communicate emotion just with the voice. Tell them about it.
You know, it's so funny. I would describe voice acting as incredibly physical work. Whereas camera acting, it's all, it's what you're feeling. They say it's through your eyes, which actually means they're seeing through your eyes to your soul, right? If you're feeling something, we'll see it. But for voice acting, we don't see anything. It's all voice. So you really have to take the feeling and elevate it. And sometimes it helps to physically express it. And so people sweat in the booth and they get, they grit their teeth and they stomp into the ground, and really, you have to really dig in to grab the emotion and kind of amplify it. Otherwise, you're just kind of talking like you do on film and nothing's really happening and no one cares. Which is sort of what American acting is a lot of the time. We kind of just try not to seem like we're interesting and then care about anything.
Is that the secret to acting? Did you just let it...
That's the secret.
Is that all acting or just CW acting? What kind of acting are you talking about?
I'm actually doing a masterclass series on
CW acting.
Early 20s acting, and basically the first lesson is to speak as monotone and enunciate as little as possible.
Fucking worked out. Married Supergirl, for heaven's sakes.
Listen.
Mumble away, kids. That's what your future looks like if you can mumble your way through a performance.
So what you're saying is
Mumblecore.
Voice acting then is very much like theater acting, where like you've got to play to the back row, right? Like you can't see that person's eye from 100 feet away.
Guy.
Right? This fucking guy.
Mark finding a way to bring it back to cats.
Thank you. Fucking excellent job. Now there's a writer. Mark Bernardin is a writer.
Midnight and the kitties are sleeping.
Yes, your theater training really comes in handy in that shit. I never fucking put that together.
Yeah. Because you learn how to take a truthful feeling and amplify it. That's what the best stage acting is, right? An emotion that an actor is feeling that can reach the back of the house. And with voice acting, it's that same sort of thing, but your relationship is with the microphone. And it needs to go through the microphone and then into the character, and then the audience gets it. So there is a learning curve. I feel like it takes a second. Hopefully we got it right.
Now,
it's so fun.
You are way younger than us. So I don't know if, was He-Man in your wheelhouse growing up, or that was before you?
He-Man was on we didn't have cable when I was a kid because we didn't have the money for it. So I was watching, they were rerunning it on, I'm trying to think what network it would have been. I can't even think of the names of what they were back then, but they were running, it was the rerun after the original series had aired. Because I would watch that and I would watch X-Men. Those are my cartoons.
Where'd you grow up? In New York?
In Ohio.
Ohio. Idaho?
Yeah, Dublin, Ohio, home of Wendy's. Yeah, that's our...
Well,
That's true. That's where Wendy's begins, is in Ohio.
Yeah, and there's a callback to Wendy. So...
This guy... There's a writer. There's a writer. There's a writer.
High five. Clang.
We got to be very careful, of course, in what we talk about in Masters of the Universe. All of us are NDA'd up the A-H. You got to play two different characters. What's that like?
That was one of the fun aspects of Prince Adam / He-Man. It's finding these very different placements for the same person, right? So it has to feel like the same character, but that their emotional states are right. Prince Adam is sort of in a different place. He's covering, he's deflecting, he's more fun and goofy. And then He-Man, we have to drop to the truth of his core mission to save the world. So, it starts with registers, right? That was the easy part. Prince Adam is supposed to be full of youth, so he's a little higher and a little more excited. And then He-Man can go down and be more heroic down in the basement and use his big fight voice.
It's pretty awesome. Like, you join a tradition of storytelling in which performers get to be two people. Like, whoever plays Batman gets to do Bruce Wayne, and then they get to do The Dark Knight. Whoever plays Superman gets to do Clark Kent, and then they get to do the Man of Steel. So you get to do Prince Adam, and then you also get to be his heroic alter ego, man. That's right. Wonderful fraternity that you join.
Although I hear I'm in deep trouble because the internet's found out that I am not bulking up.
You're not doing the work
for my performance, my vocal performance.
Somebody on Twitter was just like, Chris Wood, he's not big enough to play He-Man. And they meant in size.
Have you seen his thighs? His thighs are not nearly big.
Yeah, he skips leg day all the time. But my God.
You're right. He can't possibly play the character.
Yeah, I had to point out, I was like, I better get in touch with Netflix and see if they'll send Chris some steroids and a fucking Peloton so he could do the voice in an animated series of
Also, Chris is not from another planet. That's also an issue. Could you not have cast an indigenous actor to play somebody from Eternia?
I forget who was it tweeted. Somebody tweeted something about Griffin Newman. They were like, tell Griffin we got to cut his fucking legs off. Maybe it was Eric tweeted that. Now that you've voice acted and led, an animated series, is it something you see yourself doing again? I mean, of course, hopefully we all get to do this one again, but other stuff. You got like one of them Disney voices, and you could sing like a motherfucker, man.
Oh, man. I would love to do Disney, too. Let's put that on the bucket list. I honestly get a real kick out of it. It's, like you said, you can really go to a larger-than-life place. And it always has to come from, something sincere. That sense of play has to be grounded in something. You just kind of yell and scream. I think people can hear that. So there is a challenge to it, but it's also super rewarding because you get to, play characters that fly on cats that are oversized and wear armor and
Jellicle cats. I believe they're called.
None of that Jellicle shit in our show, Mark. Battle cats.
What kind of Jellicle are you? I'm a cringer cat.
Somebody point a sword at me, quick. Yeah, man, it's pretty.
A long life with He-Man too, because the character is so fun, and obviously, I had the action figures when I was a kid, and those toys. I hope to introduce my son to Masters of the Universe via the action figures, because they're so weird. They really went out there. Have you seen that special that they do on the toys on that the Netflix show? Where they,
Oh yeah, the wonderful
The Toys That Made Us.
Toys That Made Us
yeah,
documentary.
Toys That Made Us.
Their He-Man episode is
Oh, it's
unbelievably
great.
wonderful.
And it just shows you, they were thinking, what weird crap would a little boy like put together on a toy, and then they end up with these wild names and these characters who do insane things, and it's part of why it's so fun. And the fact that they found a way to build a story around those bizarre toys that was also compelling.
Thank God they did.
Series 30 years later, it's amazing.
Thank God they did. We all have fucking jobs, all three of us.
You're right.
Wait, so before we let you go, it occurs to me that Melissa just had her episode air of Supergirl that she directed.
Directorial debut.
That's right. Did the Wood Benoist or Benoist Woods? Did you guys like kick back and watch it together?
We didn't because we don't have cable. So,
Don't let CW hear that, or perhaps do, and they'll pay for cable. Why don't you have cable? Where are you quarantining?
We're in California, so we're home, but we're usually not home.
Right. Oh my gosh, that's right.
Fortunate actor, you moved to California to never be there. I was shooting in New York and she was shooting in Vancouver when this all started, and we were lucky to get home quickly. But yeah, I mean, we don't spend that much time in our house, so we don't have cable.
Wait, why? Tell them
little factoid.
Tell them why you were in New York. Was it that's been announced, right?
Yeah, for 30-something else, which is an ABC show that hopefully, knock on me, hopefully ends up going when we get out of this situation with COVID. Yeah, it's a reboot of another 80s classic.
Oh my God, you'll have content. Two. Yeah, you'll have fucking Masters of the Universe and 30-something. I watched 30-something in real time when I was a kid. I love that show. My mom watched it, so I watched it with her and stuff. So I know all about Hope and Michael. And I saw that they were redoing the show, and then I saw that fucking Chris was involved. I was like, what? And I texted him, are you fucking for real and shit? And you're playing Hope and Michael's. Did they announce that? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm their son.
So he's tied in.
He's legacy character.
Legacy characters. Like,
legacy. That's what it's all about.
Fucking dope, man. So, I mean, I can't wait to watch that. But I have seen and heard 4 animatics so far on Masters of the Universe. And
oh, man.
Your performance
I cannot wait.
It's wonderful. You did a great job. It made me proud as the guy who was like, you know who'd be good? This guy. Put you forward.
This guy, and they're like, "Who's that?" And you're like, "Hang on."
Yeah, I was like,
let me tell you.
Here, let me pull up IMDb. They knew who he was. They know you, man.
If you did it like the Music Man, it wouldn't have been an issue. You know who'd be good? Would be good if he could do that. I bet you Wood could.
Not bad.
Well, you got He-Man, my friends. Right here in Master City. That was a deep cut.
Hell yes.
Look at you. Look at how you came to life with a little theater riff, man. Jazz hands all around.
Oh yeah, you can feel the jazz hands from there in the cantina.
Touching us all over.
Go back and enjoy the rest of your Thursday night. Thanks for hanging out with us. Say hello
Thank you, gentlemen.
To the good lady Benoist and whatnot.
It was wonderful seeing you both.
Good to see you, sir.
Excellent seeing
you. Be well.
All right, guys.
Give it up for He-Man himself, Chris Wood, everybody. Yeah. Monel flies away. He's so good. Such a good guy. I forgot he was such a fucking theater kid. That's right. And we were like talking theater and shit. And I forgot his connection to Garber. One more wrote in.
we have another point of entry.
That's true. That's good. Man, I'm telling you, I'm fucking around. His script was one of the most impressive things I ever read.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And it did make me feel jealous where I'm like, he's that pretty and he can write like this? Like, all I had was writing. Fuck.
This is a problem.
God, what a good guy. All right. You know what?
Huh?
We gather together to find out the news here. And Mark went and found it, and he'll read it now.
Wow.
Thank you. That's my Thanksgiving song.
That was amazing.
Mark used to be in the news. He knows how to find news. You may not know. He fucking knows, and he found some news. He's going to give it to us. Give it up for Mark. He's got some news, ladies and gentlemen.
New.
News from Mark. No GNews is good GNews.
From Gary Gnu.
Nice. It's the Great Space Coaster.
Wow.
It's deep cuts.
Very deep cuts.
Deep cuts. All right, kids. Mark's got news. What do you got? This is why I come. It was wonderful to talk to Chris Wood, but I could do that at home. I could text him and shit like that. Here I come because Mark's got the news. How else am I going to get the news? What? Go on the internet? Fuck that. It's too scary.
Don't do that.
All bad news out there. I want good news. I come here, man. John Krasinski show and Mark Bernard. Those are the only two sources of good news these days.
And how?
I haven't seen that John Krasinski show. Have you watched it?
I only saw the one episode. I saw the Hamilton episode.
Sounds incredibly sweet.
It
seems like
adorable.
such a nice guy.
It seems adorable. I can't actually handle that much sweet. Like, it actually just hurts my teeth.
Is that right? A little too saccharine for Mark Bernardin?
Like, ooh, teeth.
It's like, I hate that shit.
Good
for him, but fuck that.
Yeah, too much. Got to leaven this news a little bit.
That's you look at the camera like he did in The Office when that show begins. Yes! Oh my God, that was good. It's pretty damn good.
Hey, so you
Hey.
Hey. How you doing?
Hey.
Yo, Mookie, I don't know.
Oh my God, is that your Rosie Perez?
Not quite. I didn't go high enough for Rosie Perez.
Not bad, though. I knew what you were talking about.
What's your problem, Mookie? Quince. That's my white man can't jump, Rosie Perez. I will take foods that begin with Q, Alex.
Look, camera's on, so I'm not going to even attempt my Rosie Perez. I'll let you keep going.
Like, go ahead, dig yourself a hole. Let's see if your brown card gets you out of this one, champ. So you are a fan of two things that this is about, and I've only seen one of them.
Okay.
Clone Wars and The Mandalorian.
What?
What?
Look how interested I got. What's going on? JC suddenly fucking woke up in the booth where he's like, somebody talking Star Wars.
Battlestar Galactica star and Star Wars veteran Katie Sackhoff is joining The Mandalorian Season 2.
I inhaled once too fast, so I didn't have enough breath to inhale the second time.
I know.
Let me exhale. What's the third thing?
No, it was just the two things. It was
so I
Star
can go
Wars.
back to normal breathing.
You can go back to normal breathing.
Katie Sackhoff, royalty. For those of us who love B-Star G, man. She played fucking Starbuck. For heaven's sakes, played the fuck out of that part, man.
Really did.
Yeah, really did. And she was also in the very short-lived Bionic Woman show where she was the bad guy, remember?
Yeah. I barely remember that show.
But she was in it.
She was fine in it.
I met her at a con in L.A., man. She's good people. I like her. She's real. You've had her on your fucking show. Listen to me. I'm like, I ran across her once in a parking lot. Mark's like, she's been in this bar talking to me, bro. Give me the mic.
Twice.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Never mind where I've encountered Katie Sackhoff.
I saw her in the world once.
Personal friend. So this is big news for you.
This is, well...
She didn't say anything about this? She's lying in your friendship. You can't be that good of friends.
She winked about it once or twice.
Did she?
Where she's like, I can't talk about it. Back at the Mandalorian. Which, not like I'm back in the DeLorean. No, the Mandalorian.
I'm nodding like that's how she do, but I don't know.
I don't know. No, she was very... She kept to her NDA. She kept the word. She kept her bond.
Word is bond.
Word is bond.
And so wait, didn't she play this part back in the day?
In the Clone Wars, yes.
So she's already voiced this part, and now she's going to play this part in real life, IRL.
IRL.
Look, I just want to take this opportunity again. Here, give me a two-shot right there.
Give him the.
Thank you, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. Probably on this count, a little more Dave Filoni, right? Because this is the same season we're going to see some Ahsoka in the show. We're going to see this character. Mm-hmm. I like that, man. I'm happy for this Dave Filoni for many reasons. I'm happy because this is some wonderful shit to watch. But I'm happy because like all his characters that he put in the cartoons and shit are now coming over into the
live action style,
the real world and stuff like that. So
yeah, I mean, and I think people, at least deep cut fans, hardcore fans of the Clone Wars, thought that she might be coming for season 2 once you end the season 1 finale with Moff Gideon holding the Darksaber. which apparently was Bo-Katan's thing to control or hold or lose during the show. I'm still not up to that point in
So
Clone
she's
Wars.
that's what she's coming to hunt.
It could very well be. But yes, she is another Mandalorian.
She's coming for season 2. I'm coming for season 2. We're all coming for season 2. Can't wait. I hear it's not delayed. It's coming on
October.
schedule.
Yeah, they finished production in apparently
October.
like
Good. We'll all be locked down until then.
still then. But they finished production. They wrapped in like late February, early March before everything shut down. And so they've been doing post remotely. And so, yeah, they're sticking to their schedule of October debut.
Can't wait. Can't wait. That fucking show is magic. Magic, Charles.
It seems like when Carl Weathers shouts, Mando, there's going to be like more than one person who turns around because like we're all Mandalorians, dude.
Man, oh man, that's going to be cool. Is there more? There is more Mando news, isn't there?
I don't know. Do you have more Mando news?
I
Did
do.
you read some
Boba
shit?
Fett's going to be in this season.
Oh, right, yeah.
They hired the guy who played Boba Fett in. Go to JC. He must know the name. JC Cam, Star Wars News. Who'd they hire to play?
Jeremy Bullock.
No.
Jim.
He was the one who played it in the prequels.
Yes, Django.
Yeah. And so Dave Filoni, God bless his heart, he loves George Lucas. And he loves them prequels, man. Believes in those prequels and likes bringing shit over into real world. But didn't abandon them prequels. Wasn't like everybody else. And like, ew, the prequels. One day I said that to him. I was interviewing him at Lucasfilm for Geeking Out, the show that I did with Greg Grunberg. And you know, I was like, hey, man, but, you know, come on, fucking the prequels, right? And he was like, no, no, no. And he did a fucking quick deep dive on why the prequels are important and fucking amazing. And he converted me right there in the room.
Really?
Oh, he was good.
Could he
man.
come to my house and do that too?
Maybe he Jedi mind tricked me. Maybe he's like, you love those prequels. And
I
I'm
do
like,
love those prequels.
I do love those prequels. I don't know why my voice went up like that. Said the cameras are on. All right.
Yes.
That's
So-
so Boba Fett. Then let's stop and talk about that.
More
How?
Mandos.
Well, how, Mark, is Boba Fett going to be in Mandalorian season 2 when Boba Fett in this timeline would be dead in the Sarlacc pit? Correct.
Perhaps he clawed out of the Sarlacc pit. Seems like a dumb way for an actual Mandalorian to die, doesn't it?
It sure fucking does. You mean they're going to go back and rectify one of the only bad things, other than the Ewoks, about Return of the Jedi? That Boba Fett goes out the way he goes? There was a comic book story Marvel did years ago in the comics after Return of the Jedi was done. That was a story of Boba Fett, that very thing, getting out of the Sarlacc pit. He was like burped up and shit, and he was unconscious, and he comes out, crawls out of the Sarlacc pit, and doesn't know who he is, and then winds up working with, if I remember correctly, Han Solo and stuff, and then only at the end of the adventure is he like, wait a second, I'm Boba Fett, and then he gets knocked back into the Sarlacc pit. So they didn't affect continuity at all. But if they're bringing this guy out of the Sarlacc, if they do that issue of the comic book, I mean, fuck, dude. Like, I already love those two dudes and fucking Baby Yoda and all that shit. But if they did that story,
If they redeem Boba Fett, all of this will have been worth it.
fuck that. Well, that's true. But for me personally, if they were to do that comic book story, my entire childhood would be validated. There, I said it.
There you go.
That is cool. That's true. They could save Boba Fett.
Was his,
Some people bitching online about knowing that. And we're part of the problem because we just shared that information.
Yeah, sorry.
But they're like, I didn't know about Baby Yoda, and I liked it a lot more. Now we know Boba Fett's here. We know Ahsoka's in it. We know too much. And I don't know. Keep feeding me those details. I'll forget. I'm a stoner. So by the time the show starts, I'll be like, holy shit, Ahsoka's on it. Like,
Did you know we had Chris Wood as a guest today?
yeah, believe me. We did? I've already forgotten. Cut to the JC cam, would you? You got any thoughts on this Star Wars nonsense?
I mean, I was born when Return of the Jedi came out. I always thought that Boba Fett wasn't that cool.
Cut back to us.
No
Fuck
more-
you!
No more cams for JC.
I'm sorry, is this not your bar? What do you mean Boba Fett's not cool? Boba Fett was the ultimate cool. Boba Fett, why am I looking at the camera? Boba Fett, like, he was a man of mystery. That fucking outfit was so badass. It works as the Mandalorian. What do you mean?
I mean, I do think it's awesome that Tamara Morrison's coming back to play Boba Fett, to play the grown-up version of the kid that Daniel Logan played before, which is
That is Boba.
strange that he played Boba Fett's dad, and then the kid who played Boba Fett isn't quite old enough to play Boba Fett again, so now the dad
But isn't it supposed to be a clone anyway?
Yeah,
So
the
wouldn't
Boba Fett's got. They all got to look like him, right?
But I think that's pretty cool.
Or
I think
wait,
it's awesome.
yeah, because he wanted his own clone. That's who
Right.
Boba Fett was. But wait, fucking that ain't the issue. What do you mean Boba Fett wasn't that cool? That didn't do it for you? Who was your favorite Star Wars character as a kid?
I like Luke Skywalker because he's the hero.
Cut back to this camera. Holy fuck. This fucking Mary Sue over here worshiping the hero with no powers and suddenly him fighting the Empire and shit like that. Really? You went for Luke in a big bad way.
I went for Luke because I saw Return of the Jedi when I was like 2 or 3 years old, and I don't have an older brother. Han Solo is the older brother you look up to. But I was always the older brother. I was so young that I wanted to be like I'm the guy who likes Superman instead of Batman. And I've been that my whole life because I was always the oldest sibling, and I was always looking to be the hero.
I buy that. And that's also like, that's, I guess, yeah, if you were, hey man, I like Luke Skywalker, chances are you were like, hey man, I like Superman as well, if you were inclined to like comic book characters at all. Like, what are the chances you're like, I love Luke Skywalker and I fucking love Batman? I mean, you can like Batman a lot, but like, Luke Skywalker is just like...
It's light versus dark, right? Like Luke Skywalker is fucking just tidy white, super bright, blonde, just the force of light in the universe. And Superman is the same thing. Batman is none more dark, and Han Solo is a little bit that. Kind of Vader's definitely that.
Batman's kind of like a combination of Han Solo and Darth Vader.
Yes.
He's a good guy, but ain't too good. He'll fucking do what needs to be done and shit.
Yeah,
Justice.
Like, he'll
motherfucking
shoot a
man.
dude in a fucking banquet at a cantina.
I like that. And then throw a fucking quarter on the bar and be like, for the mess.
It's like,
That's Zack Snyder's fucking Batman right there, man. Fucking Brandon,
do
motherfucker.
you think you can clean up a mess for a quarter?
Burning flesh.
Do you know how expensive it is to get blood out of this naga hide?
JC, you ever had anybody kilt in the bar and then somebody pitch you a quarter? JC would be there with insurance forms going, I'm sorry, you're going to have to stay until the police get here, but that quarter is not going to cover this at all.
I'm sorry, this is like a $10,000 bill, dude. I got to get
Hey,
rid of a
man, but
body.
it's a cantina bar. Hey, that story happened a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Here we got lawyers.
And also, to avoid any copyright infringement, this is not the thing that happens in this bar.
Yeah, and by the way, a cantina existed long before those movies, so that's why it's cool to use that. And so did the word scum and villainy, so
So,
we'll just cut that out later.
so yes, Katie Sackhoff is reprising
Live!
her role.
Well, oh, Katie Sackhoff, back to her.
Yeah, as Bo-Katan and the Mandalorian.
I support this 1,000%. Look, more work for Katie Sackhoff. I think she's fucking amazing. Come on, Starbuck, what a fucking character. And she played the shit out of it, man. She's a good
And
actress.
like crazy funny, a little dirty.
I talked to her only for a little bit, and she's very like,
No, she's sharp as a tack.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
Once again, I'm like, hey, I can vouch for you. Like, bro, I know her. We do shows together. All right, so that's good news. And,
Very good
we
news.
got more Star Wars news out of it, too, with Boba Fett. I don't know how you didn't have that. Maybe I should handle the fucking news from now on, right? But next story. No.
No, this is fine.
I'm happy with the setup the way it is. What do we got next, Mark?
Did you ever read a comic called Sweet Tooth? By
That's Jeff Lemire.
Yeah, he did for DC. It is now getting the Netflix treatment, straight to series order from producer Robert Downey Jr.
What?
What?
The King of Marvel is
The-
making a DC something?
He is indeed.
Good work is good work, man.
Yeah.
Jeff Lemire is a Canadian kid.
Is he?
I believe so.
He
if I
seems
remember
very
correctly.
sweet.
Wow, that's fucking dope, man. Good for him. Right to series, that's good. That means none of this fucking like, we'll develop it, and if we like it, then maybe we'll, like, they're like, straight to series, go, bro. It's that good.
Yeah, and it's, if you're not familiar with the book, it's sort of the storybook adventures of Gus, who's part deer, part boy, who leaves his home in the forest to find the outside world ravaged by a cataclysmic event. He joins a ragtag family of humans and animal children hybrids like himself in search of answers about this new world and the mystery behind his hybrid origins.
So, that old story.
That old story. So Robert Downey Jr. and his wife Susan are sort of executive producing. Jim Mickle, who did a show called Happen Leonard. I want to say that was for IFC. And Beth Schwartz from Arrow. She was an assistant who eventually rose to become showrunner.
Yeah. She was the last showrunner on the last season of Arrow.
They're running the show and they're petting the script. The cast, blah, 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 blah. Don't know who most of these people are except for Will Forte.
Oh, I love him.
Who's gonna
Fucking
be in the
love him.
series.
Oh my God, he's so funny.
And Thanos' dad is going to provide the narrator. He's going to be the voice of the show.
Thanos' dad?
James Brolin.
Oh, the elder Brolin.
The elder Brolin.
Fuck, man. Mr. Barbara Streisand.
Indeed. Mr.
Wow.
Streisand.
Wow. All right. Well, good for them. Everyone got work except us. That's good, man. More quality programming. I love Netflix. Everything they do is A-okay with me. Masters of the Universe coming in 2021.
Yes. Hold that smile and release.
And also, like Robert Downey Jr., I'm all for him, man. I like that guy. I like his work.
Yeah, he's got taste.
Haven't seen Doolittle, but I support it.
Hey, he's got taste most of the time.
All right, what else you got?
Do you remember when we talked these many years ago about Swamp Thing?
Yeah, it was done. It was finished.
It was done. It was finished.
You're
it was
over,
over.
Kid. Get out of the swamp. It's done.
We liked the show. It premiered on the DC Universe. Very shortly after its premiere, it was canceled.
They only made 9 or something?
They made 10. They cut the order from 13 down to 10.
Okay.
There was all kinds of talk about the reasons for its cancellation. Was it storage for the very expensive sets? Because they built the whole fucking swamp indoors, like it's Dagobah.
It was going to cost them millions to store the set.
Right. And then he was maybe the most expensive show that they were producing at the time for the DC Universe app. And so maybe the cost was prohibitive. Like just any number of factors could have come into the reason why it's canceled, but it was. The CW, however, in trying to Corona-proof their fall schedule, was like, hey, you mean to tell me that there's like 10 episodes of superhero content that's just laying there that most people haven't seen who didn't have the DC Universe app? Welcome to the network, my friends. Like, they're
turning it into a show.
They are just re-airing the episodes that had already been aired.
So will they keep going or no? Based on the reaction.
If the reaction is through the roof, then perhaps.
Nice. That'll be the widest audience they've probably had.
They might gin it up, but it's part of the CW announced their fall season. They're saving all their superhero stuff to January 2021.
So they're not launching until, so we won't see the beginning of the seasons where we normally do in September.
Right. They're pushing their season back basically 6 months.
Right.
4 or 5 months. Because production is supposed to begin for fall seasons in like June or July. Like cameras have to start rolling in order to make September premieres.
And they've just recently told us we're going to be until how long?
They've said end of July. We're sort of still sheltering at home, but they haven't even begun to really like wrap their minds around what it's going to take for production to start again. Location shooting, soundstage shooting. You've got crews of a couple hundred people, sometimes out in the world. You got extras. You got like there's so many moving pieces that all need to be sort of found, ways to lock them down and make it safe for your actors to come out and do actor stuff, and make it safe for your crews to come out and do crew stuff.
Or, a vaccine.
Would be awesome.
Hurry up, science.
We're waiting on you, science.
Science!
So the CW is doing what I imagine a lot of networks will do is they will acquire already produced television shows to put on the air as part of their fall season, or like stuff that had been mid-season previously and never made it on. Like, oh, hey, we shot 10 episodes of this thing, put it on the air.
You know what they need, Mark, is a show that deep dives on pop culture.
Can be shot out of a vacant cantina?
No doubt. Where we talk about all things CW and the whatnot. So I don't know. Just putting it out there.
We can fill 3 hours of a night. Easy.
Easy. People would tune in, too. Even if we just talked like Arrowverse shows. They'd be like, oh, my God, I love those shows. And we'd be like, roll a clip. And they're like, oh.
And the clip is just an episode. Roll a clip. This clip is 48 minutes long. That was
cool,
God,
right? One of my favorite moments in the Arrowverse was the entire season finale of Flash. Let's watch it.
Yeah, let's roll it, Al. Thanks.
What else we got?
Speaking of the CW, they're already planning their crossover event for next season.
Boy, they're optimistic.
They're
we're
very
gonna get
optimistic.
out of this. What do they know? Oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm so baked, so I'm so tired. It's not the company. I'm just also in the middle of a 48-hour fast. So I'm not, I'm not saying I'm low energy. I'm still a bit sleepy. And more than that, I'm baked.
You're running on the vapors.
A little bit. A little. But not in a bad way where I'm like, fuck this show. I'm glad I'm here because it means that I'm not going to succumb to eating tonight. And I will make it to 48 hours and stuff. Anyway.
We are here for you, Kevin.
Thank you. And
Yes.
thank you. Fuck me. Back to the news.
So yeah, they're already planning their next crossover event. It will be somewhat less ambitious than the Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Oh, well, that's bullshit because now I'm accustomed to something fucking huge. No,
Yeah.
whatever they want to give us is fine. What is it? A Zoom call? Thank you.
Very, very nice.
Current joke. Thank you.
Topical humor. I appreciate
That, well, playing to the world. That's where we are now.
they're going to constrict it to Superman and Lois and Batwoman are going to be their sort of two shows they're going to cross over. It is their quote-unquote event.
The rest are not crossing over or no?
The rest so far, I mean, there's no Arrow anymore.
Oh, good point.
I mean, they still have the Arrow spin-off, Green Arrow and the whatever that was. I forgot the...
Black Canary and the Arrows
There you go.
or whatever. Or the Arrow and Black Canaries.
Right.
Then there's also Supergirl
Supergirl,
Flash.
Flash, Legends of Tomorrow.
and what's the other show that they finally brought into the universe?
Black Lightning.
And why then would you just do Super?
I think that perhaps they're feeling a little bit of like, we can't quite go bigger than we went with Crisis on Infinite Earths. Anything. It's the Endgame effect, right? Like,
Right.
how are we ever going to top this?
Now they got to start small.
You got to
and
kind of
rebuild.
ratchet back down and maybe tell some, we'll take these two new kids on the block, Batwoman going into its second season, Superman and Lois just starting, and then just giving some shine to some characters that don't often.
I'm in. Anything they want to do is okay with me. I love the Berlanti verse. There, I said it. What else you got?
Hey,
So far, good news. I like all this news.
Do you remember the ongoing, consistent threat that we will eventually see a New Mutants movie?
My God, they've been fucking teasing this shit for so long. Yeah, and then recently I saw something online where they're like, you could pre-order this on Amazon. I was like, oh my God, they come to their senses and they're going to put it online for us to watch.
Nope.
Now you're going to break my heart, aren't you?
Not at all. It is now set for theatrical release of August 28th of this year.
May I give you my 2 cents?
I could even give you some change.
As a
at
guy
the end.
that's run a studio, look, this is just my feeling. If, we've been in fucking hiding from this virus for however long we've been in lockdown, if they let us out into the world, getting people to go into like, hey, let's go gather in a cluster is probably a bad idea, and also it's going to be tough. I say this as somebody who's a live performer, and that's probably an adjustment I'm also going to have to make as well. Now, if you were like, fucking, hey man, you want to see Black Widow, the only way you're going to do it is brave the virus, come into the theater and stuff. I'm there for fucking the Marvel Cinematic Universe hardcore, so I brave it. I'm wearing a mask, I'm wearing gloves, I'm fucking bathing in Purell, but I'm going. You want to tell me Wonder Woman's about to happen? Fucking, I'll go, fucking against all better judgment where I should just stay in the house. Fuck, I'm going. I got to see this movie. I don't know that I feel the same way about the New Mutants. I want to see it, but when I thought I was going to be able to see it at home, I was like, fucking hey, man, I'll pay it $20, $30 to let me watch it at home and stuff. But look, if it happens, I'll go to the theaters because I'm that fucking guy. I love comic book movies. But most other people, are they going to like, all right, I'll brave this shit because I want to see the New Mutants? Part of, I don't know how much, if any, ties it has left to the old X-Men universe, cinematic universe, but that's closed and gone too. Your thoughts? And I'm not shitting on it. I love Josh Boone. He directed this. Mm-hmm. And I want to see the movie, man. I fucking bought issue 1 of the New Mutants when it hit the stands years ago. And I think the trailer looks fucking awesome and stuff. But I think I don't know if I'd go theatrical. You?
It feels to me as if they found a solution to the no-win scenario, which was we're probably contractually obligated to put this out theatrically, but we know that I'm not going to say it's not good because again, I haven't seen it. I don't know it, but it's been bounced all over the schedule now for what is almost 2.5 years.
But we know that was like some of that was political, in as much as like the Disney Fox sale froze shit for a while. So,
right, but it's also even before that.
Yeah.
Like it was supposed to be out April 13th, 2018. Was the very first release.
So
date.
then now we just passed the 2-year mark for the release date. They didn't start
Yes.
shooting then. That was when they were going to release the movie.
Oh yeah. No,
Meaning
the
they
movie had
shot
been
this
already
probably
shot.
in 2017.
They dropped the first trailer at CinemaCon 2017, which is April, I believe. May is when CinemaCon
I feel so
is.
bad for Josh Boone. If I like this would, you make a movie and like nobody gets to see it and shit. Like for years they're like, oh, we're gonna move it here. It's gonna be here. It's gonna be here. Like, oh my god, man.
I mean, so like when a movie like this bounces all over the schedule, it betrays what would seem to be a lack of faith in the picture on the part of the studio. They don't think it's going to be successful. They've recut it. They've done reshoots. They've done all those things you do to a movie to try and push it over the finish line. It feels as if releasing it in this incredibly early kind of canary in a coal mine fashion is like, if it bombs, we can write it off to audiences were not willing to come back to theaters because of a pandemic, not because they didn't want to see the movie.
That makes sense.
Like it allows them to both make it like, sorry, yeah, we tried and we weren't ready. It's the test case, right? It's we put, John Glenn in a friggin' rocket cycle and we wanted to see how fast we could go. And if he succeeds, great. If he doesn't, it was experimental to begin with.
Put that on a poster, man. The John Glenn of comic book movies, Mark Bernardin.
Yeah, so it's if they did have faith that you would pay $20 to do it like your VOD at home, they might stick it to it there. They might do it that way. If they're contractually obligated for theatrical release, better to do it now and let it die for reasons that are
Aren't
not.
all contracts off though in a world of fucking
You'd
what's
think.
going on?
You'd
But you know
think.
what? You're right. They're like, look, we'll put it out, and if it works, huzzah, and if not,
Sorry, we tried.
yeah.
Turns out culture's not ready for it yet.
I want to see it. Look good to me.
And
Trailer
it
looks
also
good.
and it gives Disney information. It gives them data for when to start actually releasing the movies that they have faith in. It's when can we put Mulan back in the theaters? When can we do Black Widow? When can we all these movies that we had pushed? If this works, great. We know we can get back up and running in October, November. If it doesn't work,
Speaking of data,
yes.
how is your Picard job?
Picard job is going very, very well. We're still working. We're still writing. There is still no idea yet when we're going to get to shoot. As with most of the business, everybody's sort of on the wait and see, like who's got the plan that makes the most sense to be able to get everybody back to work.
Mm-hmm.
But, we're in the room every day. We're working every day, and it's fun, man. It's still a hoot to get to every now and again write Picard, interior, spaceship, Picard.
And then
walks
write
in.
a line of dialogue.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's a ton of fun.
Time of your life, kid. All right,
yeah.
next news piece.
Next news. Speaking of trying to resume production on shit, the Matrix sequel, Matrix 4, is planning to resume production in July.
They stopped. They weren't done.
They weren't.
Who's directing?
Lily, I believe, Wachowski. Let me double check. Nope, my bad. Lana Wachowski.
So Wachowski is still directing.
Yes.
But they're not both doing.
They're not doing it in tandem.
Is the other sibling also like involved as a writer or anything?
I do not see Lily's name anywhere in the press release. I'm not sure if it was a schism between them. I'm not sure if there was some shenanigans afoot. But thus far, Lana's name is the only Wachowski attached to it.
It still makes me feel good that there's a Wachowski directing.
Yes, it definitely is a bit of like a
Because visionary franchise.
yeah standard bearer kind of.
And
needs
just
to be
think,
there.
they've had how many years since the last Matrix?
Well, 99 was the first one, so that was 20 years, 2 years ago, 1 year ago. I don't know.
So I want to say like 2004.
probably,
is
and they did them back to back.
Matrix Revolutions or
Yes, Matrix Reloaded, and then Revolutions was the last one.
so 15 plus years, 16 years to hear everybody's bitching complaints about, hey man, the third one and all that shit. So you must have a finely tuned fucking death machine for this Matrix 4. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't have anything to go off of for Matrix Reloaded and Revolutions other than Matrix, and they did them back to back, and then they were pot committed to that. Now there's been so much time. This thing's gonna be sharp. I'm in, man. I can't wait.
Knock on wood.
I mean, how's he come back? He died, right? Spoilers.
He doesn't end well.
Yeah.
But there's also talk that there might be a bit of a prequel vibe to this. Even though Keanu and Carrie-Anne Moss are both coming back.
I mean, and this is years after this is 11 years after the Matrix movie. Well,
Yes.
12, 13 years after they shot it.
Mm-hmm.
Prequel.
Prequel. Well, one of the
Some of this shit, some of this Robert Downey Jr. Marvel shit.
I don't know how much of that shit, but Yahya Abdul-Mateen II,
Yes.
Dr. Manhattan, is in the film, and he's rumored to be playing a young Morpheus.
Really? So they got to go back in time. They got to go back in time.
Boop, boop, boop.
Got to go back in time. They're going to end game this shit.
They could end game this year. We got to go back.
More time travel. Fuck with time. It's entertaining every time. I know you can't rhyme time with time.
Unless one time is with a THYME, like a spice.
Holy fuck, man. There's a writer. There's a writer. You steal
Spice,
the crown
spice,
back from
baby.
Chris Wood. Spice, baby. That was great.
But Germany, like European and international countries are opening for production a little bit earlier because they have had, in some cases, better success dealing with the coronavirus than we have.
What? No, I thought
How's that
America
possible?
was the best at everything.
They're
And
number
that's,
one.
we'll just leave that there and move on.
Indeed. But yeah, so Germany thinks they're going to be able to be up and running by July.
Yay!
New Zealand and Poland are both going to be up and running. And Australia and Germany are, I think, coming right behind them.
Yay! And then when are we?
Unclear. Meanwhile,
Oh, fuck.
elsewhere,
Yeah.
the Sandman, Neil Gaiman's Sandman,
One of the greatest things ever achieved by humanity.
a signal work of comic books,
Oh, it's fantastic.
is being translated to an audible drama.
That's awesome.
Very cool. And they just announced the cast of
Ooh.
said audible drama.
Ooh, all right. I'm going to close my eyes.
All right.
No, I don't need to do that. Go
You
ahead.
James McAvoy
Is playing Morpheus?
is playing Morpheus.
I fucking co-sign this. He's
Yeah.
got a beautiful voice.
Beautiful voice. Kat Dennings is going to be Death. Meow, meow.
From Two
Two
Broke
Broke
Girls.
Girls and Thor the Dark World.
Mew mew
Meow,
mew
meow.
mew. This is right about the hammer. She's playing Death.
She's playing Death.
All right.
Taron Egerton is John Constantine.
Ooh,
Ooh,
really?
yes.
That's a big get.
Riz Ahmed is the Corinthian.
Ooh.
Andy Serkis is Matthew the Raven.
Ah.
Michael Sheen is Lucifer.
Wait.
Not Martin Sheen.
Michael
Michael
Sheen is going to play Lucifer,
Yes.
even though David Tennant played the devil in Good Omens.
Yes. And even though, there's already a
And even
Lucifer.
though they're the Lucifer, but no relation.
No.
He'll be good.
He'll
The
be good.
rendition of Lucifer, and I mean, it's kind of the one from the TV show, but Neil Gaiman's straight up first rendition when Morpheus goes to get his helm back from the Lord of Hell, and like you're expecting there's going to be this fucking like, holy fuck, man, they're going to fucking get it on. It's going to be the devil versus dream and shit. And he gets down there, and spoilers, he's like, I'm done. I'm closing hell. Guess what? You win. Here's the key. It's all yours.
I'm
Fuck
done.
off.
Going to Earth.
So fucking good. That's a good choice. All right, who else you got?
Let's see. Justin Vivian Bond as Desire. Miriam Margolyes as Despair.
Ah,
And then Samantha Morton, B.B. Newworth, Arthur Darvill, William Hope, and Josie Lawrence fill out the cast.
what? Do it again slower.
Samantha Morton,
Oh, she's a good actress.
B.B. Newworth.
Oh my God, it's Lilith.
Mm-hmm.
She's a great actress.
Not playing Lilith, although that would be fun. Arthur Darvill, who's on Doctor Who.
Okay.
William Hope, and Josie Lawrence. I don't know who those two are.
Fair enough.
Yes.
I'm in, and they're doing it on Audible.
Audible, the first
Fucking
part.
love Audible. Not only did they sponsor the Jay and Silent Bob Reboot Roadshow tour, but they are a huge force in podcasting. Number one advertiser in podcasts. So people in podcasting that like finally get an advertiser usually it's Audible. So they support the art form.
Totally do. It debuts. The first part debuts July 15th.
What? That soon?
That soon, and adapts the first 3 volumes of the graphic novel series. Preludes and Nocturnes, Doll's House, and Dream Country.
Oh my God. I will legit listen to this.
Yeah, and Gaiman is narrating it with his plumbing.
You
bros.
buried the fucking lead on that one. Why didn't you say that first? He's the one reading all the fucking captions and shit. It's awesome. Fucking captions and shit. Wow, that's awesome. I never thought I'd live this long to see something that beautiful. I wonder if one day they'll do it as a TV show.
They were doing it as a TV show.
It's still going to happen, right?
Still gonna happen.
Netflix.
Netflix. I don't
With
know
a budget.
Huge budget. I don't know how deep into pre-production they were.
How deep is your prep? Is your prep? How deep is your prep? I really need your prep. 'Cause we're living in a world of COVID. It's breaking us down.
And the world will let us bleed. It belongs to bleed.
Look at he took it. You remembered every fourth word, but it's good enough.
We'll get there.
All right.
So yeah, Sandman, July 15th, Audible. Sounds awesome.
I'm in. Do you have to join Audible?
I
I think I'm already a member, but if I'm not, I'm fucking joining for this.
I believe you do, but I'm sure there's a trial.
Ooh.
It's usually like some 90-day trial. Try as much as you want, and then
Fucking in. Hey, man, you got to keep making shit like that. I did a Superman live tweet for DC Tuesdays.
Mm-hmm.
I did one this week that just passed on Tuesday for the Batmobile documentary they did. And the week before that was a Superman documentary, Look Up in the Sky.
That's cool.
And in it, I was talking about, on the documentary, they said, Superman had a radio show for a while. And so I tweeted, like, hey, could that even work in this day and age? Like, fucking Superman radio show? I would totally do it. And it got, like, the most interaction. People were like, fuck yeah, I can do it. And there you go. Fucking Neil Gaiman must have been sitting there being like, just wait a minute. And here's my big fat Sandman dick on Audible. I will put that all over my face, neck, and chest, and directly in my ears. I can't wait to listen to that. Sandman, one of the greatest pieces of art I ever interacted with in my life. If you've not read Sandman, give it a read. Kat Dennings is a pretty good choice for death, now that I think about it.
Yeah. No, I think she'll.
Good job.
I like her. I don't like.
Meow meow.
I don't like Two Broke Girls, really. Like, I watched it, was like, not feeling this. But she's done enough shit beyond that I'm like, oh, you know what? Fuck yeah.
You co-sign?
Fuck yes. Last bit
It's
of
the most
news.
passionate I've seen him be about anything on this show.
Fuck
yes.
yes.
Fuck yes, Kat Dennings. More Kat Dennings, says Mark Bernard.
Please.
Mark Bernard running on the Kat Dennings platform. You're going to give you 100% more Kat Dennings than you ever had.
Yes, Dennings Bernardin, 2020.
Look, you got my fucking vote. It could be with the other broke girl. I don't care who you pair up with.
Yes, any broke girls.
I'm voting for you.
Last news story.
This is the last story of the night?
This is the last story of the night.
Get ready to go to bed, motherfuckers. This is the last story of the night. I don't even think we could do Q&A because I'll probably fall asleep in the middle of it. So this is it. Just in case you were like, we still got Q&A ahead of us. You see any good question? Fuck. I shouldn't have asked. All right, here's your last question. This could be the end. Not last question. Last story.
Last story
of the night, Mark.
Were you an Anne Rice reader ever?
No, but I did like the movie very much. With
Interview the Vampire?
Tom Cruise and
Young Brad
Pitt, young Brad Pitt, and Spider-Man's
Dunst.
girlfriend, Kristen Dunst, yeah. Mary Jane.
Young Spidey girl. Anne
She's
Rice.
had a whole fucking career, and I just reduced her to Spider-Man's girlfriend like that fucking Walk of Fame tweet. I feel like an asshole. Kirsten motherfucking Dunst. Bring it on. There you go.
Well done. The Anne Rice Library. The entirety of it. The rights have been acquired.
By who? Hold on. Mm-hmm. So that means you can make, like, they only made one movie, right? Interview with the Vampire?
They made Queen of the Damned.
But not with Tom Cruise or Brad Pitt.
No. That was starring Aaliyah.
That's right. All right, so, this is a ripe, IP-rich territory. You can turn this into any number of fucking movies and or series. I would lean more towards series at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Netflix seems like too obvious an answer, so HBO?
Nope.
Neither.
Neither.
Hulu?
Nope.
Crackle?
Yes.
Wow! Kids, Crackle's taking a fucking jump. They're bringing in Anne Rice.
Yeah. Play School suddenly has a network.
Excuse me, I'm going to pitch to Crackle. What?
Not Crackle.
I have not Disney Plus.
Not Disney Plus.
Plus. Fancy it up. Disney Plus.
The Disney Plus.
Shit, my imagination's limited. And we said HBO, so not HBO
Not
Max.
HBO, not Netflix, not Crackle,
Not Hulu.
not Hulu.
Amazon?
Nope.
CBS?
No.
DC Universe? YouTube?
No.
Quibi. Because holy shit, get your money fast, Dan Rice.
Ooh, yeah.
Where?
No. AMC.
Oh, you know what? Smart, because Walking Dead is walking to a close sooner or later.
It is. And so they had their zombies. Now
Now
they're
they're doing
vampires.
vampires. You know what? That makes sense. I never would have guessed them in a million years, but that's a bona fide good idea. They'll get a lot of mileage out of that. And those books, correct me if I'm wrong, had massive fan bases.
Huge.
They're all, fucking 80 now, but like the people that read those books, like she was like the fucking Twilight lady of her time.
Indeed. And there's a shit ton of books. The Vampire Chronicles itself, of which the Interview with the Vampire was the first,
Right.
has 18 titles.
The
in that
Vampire
series.
Lestat,
Right.
Interview with the Vampire, and then was it Queen of the Damned?
Queen of the Damned, Tale of the Body Thief, Memnoch the Devil, The Vampire Armand, Pandora, Vittorio the
Well,
Vampire.
you're taking me back to like the early 90s.
Yes, Blood and Gold, Prince Lestat and the Realms of Atlantis, and Blood Communion, The Tale of Prince Lestat.
God, you would think she was getting paid to write these books. The amount of them she did, shit. I just do things as a hobby for free, but fuck. Wow, man, she must be rich.
She's not bad off, I don't think. 150 million copies.
She's
worldwide.
like, you know what? J.K. Rowling can have her shit. I did that first. I was the first super rich lady writer. Probably not even her, Jacqueline Suzanne or some such shit.
Yeah, or like V.C. Andrews or Agatha Christie.
I mean, holy fuck, excellent call and shit. But great poll with V.C. Andrews. Got
Those
like flowers in the attic,
all
petals
those
in the
shits.
wind, if there be
Yeah.
thorns. Deep cuts. Now I'm back in the 70s. Thank you, Mark. I just want to keep going back further and further. I want to go back in time, just like that new movie that they're doing. What are they doing? Time traveling? I was comparing it to Endgame. Their Endgame and that shit.
Hold on. I've already forgotten the news.
See, I'm baked. What's
The
your
Matrix
fucking
4.
excuse? Yes, you're right. Back in time.
I've forgotten my news.
All right.
But yes, so according to Variety, who reported this, AMC holds the comprehensive rights for the IP to develop its own networks and streaming services. They might have their own fucking vampire channel.
Oh, they got an AMC app.
Yeah, and they got Shudder, which is under that AMC
Oh, that's
umbrella.
true. Oh, that's something that can bolster that company.
Totally.
Wow, we're seeing the future take shape at AMC. Mm-hmm. I co-sign this, man. I think that's a good get. I don't know how much they paid for it, but like you get a lot of fodder out of that. You can create a lot of television shows, a lot of loyalty from an audience.
Totally.
And Mark's right. It's like they did their zombies. Now they're doing their classy zombies. Now they're doing classy vampires.
And not only do they have vampires, but a part of this deal is this series that she has called the Mayfair Witches, which I knew nothing about because
So they could do witches as
they
well.
could do witches as well. Suddenly, you're now in that crazy supernatural.
You know what I'm
business.
hearing out of this story? Once again, you and me ain't got nothing going on. What the fuck, man? It's always some story about how some fucker won at life, and we're just sitting here talking about it. God damn it. Got to go out and Anne Rice this shit. I got a universe. Ain't vampires, but what the fuck, man?
But what if they were?
Yeah, there you go. You love Jay and Silent Bob, but what if they were bloodsuckers? All right, let's see if we got a question, man. It's the end of the news. Give it up for Mark.
We
who
got
did
more
the
news. No more news.
No more news. No news is good news, says Gary. Gnu. JC, you got a question that you like?
All right, Owen Nelson. If you both could take a classic damsel in distress character and make a feature film, who would it be and what would it be about? And his example was Mary Jane from Spider-Man. So who do you kind of flip the script with?
Lois Lane, son. I'll go before him. Fuck him. I'm going to
All
jump
right.
right in front of the line.
Do it.
Lois Lane. There you go. What do I do with her? I don't know. You know, I haven't thought. I haven't really given any thought. I just got the assignment, for heaven's sakes. But, you know, yeah, I go Lois Lane. Probably the most famous woman in peril from media, right? Like, she's always needing saving and stuff. You know, Superman always, maybe she doesn't need saving, but Superman always saving her. But that would be my story about her. She's like, I don't need Superman to save me. I need Superman because he inspires me, because hope. Because I don't know if you know this, but this S doesn't mean Superman, it means hope.
On his planet.
Yeah, for him.
On my planet, it's an S.
Yeah. That's what she's like. You know, that's her arc is to teach him that.
How to read. That's an S, Clark.
It's a stunning fucking take on the Man of Steel.
Illiterate. Look, he's so big and beautiful and dumb as a stump. Let me teach this man how to read.
Got to get smart. I'm a writer. I'm not going to hang out with some dummy. Like, you got to use bigger words. Yeah, Lois Lane. I'd have an adventure with Lois Lane. No superpowers. And, you know, she rescues her damn self.
Hell yeah.
Which she did a lot, too, to be fair, in the comics. She'd get herself in jams and out of them. It wasn't always Superman, but fuck. Like,
Also,
let me tell you this. If you knew that Superman would always fucking come save you, wouldn't you start living risky? I'm surprised she wasn't shooting heroin. You know what I'm saying? You can fucking fly in at the last minute. No, Lois! You know,
no more 8 balls, Lois. Stop
I knew
it.
you would save me. Who's your choice?
Sleeping Beauty.
Ooh, do tell.
Yeah.
The ultimate victim.
The ultimate victim. I think there's probably.
I know you. Is that Sleeping Beauty or Cinderella? I walked with you once upon a dream.
Oh, and you made fun of my Bee Gees.
I know, my bad. My bad.
chorus.
I just resorted to cat singing. All right, so yes.
Sleeping Beauty. The story, as I remember it, goes: here's this woman who's in a sort of glass box, and if you open it up and you kiss her, she comes back to life. What if she's a zombie? What if the glass box was keeping the contagion inside? What if it was the hermetically sealed way to keep a fucking kingdom?
You're fucking scaring me. We're in the middle of a contagion.
I know, right? And so what if Prince Charming fucking opens up this box
Yes.
and causes plague?
And he becomes the first zombie?
Yes.
Is she a zombie or does she stay beautiful and
I
fresh?
think she says beautiful and fresh.
That's fucking dope. This is
Yeah,
good. Hey,
she's-
write this down.
She's asymptomatic. She's an asymptomatic carrier
Mark,
of the zombie
shut
plague.
the fuck up. Copyright Mark Bernard and to a lesser degree Kevin Smith and maybe the person that asked the question. This is sellable. This is a
could sell
viable
this?
idea.
I know. I should stop talking about it, right?
Yeah, shut up.
But then what if like the
Anyway, his answer is fucking Cinderella. Moving on. You didn't hear anything. That's a good idea, man. I want to keep playing, but shut up.
Stop
on that.
talking. Don't give away the gold for free.
Fuck shit. Yeah, Zooms are easy now. You can fucking pitch 9 times a day. You should just be coming up with silly ideas and being like, I don't know.
Next caller. Hey, how you doing?
Talking douchebag. They're like, sold.
We got this.
Does it have a moral? I'm like, yeah. Don't douche regularly. I don't know. I'm not sure what the moral is. We'll work on that later.
Yeah, I've never really understood the douchebag as a threat. It seems like it's a cleansing agent.
Yeah, when somebody's like, you're a fucking douchebag, we're like, well, of course I am. Thank you. That means I get a lot of pussy. Thank you very much.
And I make it sparkle.
I make it sparkle. Wait a second. I mean, fuck. If Massengills doesn't call about that,
We want to sponsor your podcast.
that's a writer and a hell of a line. People, the same way we remembered fucking like Now and Forever Cats at the Winter Garden Theater. Every fucking child would fucking remember like, let's make that shit sparkle. Massengill.
Yeah. Can we get James Earl Jones to just swirl in like
Make it sparkle.
making pussy sparkle?
Well,
Massengill.
we don't have to say pussy. It's a commercial. They'll never let us say
But
pussy.
it's a bunch of cats, though.
Make it jellicle. Massengill. I like yours, man. He had a better answer. That's good, but that's a legit, like, good idea.
We'll keep that.
Yeah, fucking try to sell that. All right, give us another one so we can make people forget.
Let's see. Colin wants to know if you were making a new Star Wars holiday special, which modern comedians and musical guests would you cast in place of Art Carney, B. Arthur, Jefferson Starship?
Okay, number one, legit amazing question.
Well played.
Yeah, you need to have a whatever you do in life, you're getting underpaid. You need to be out here with us creative people because that's fucking good, man. What was it again?
Which comedians and musical acts would we put in our...
Who would be my Art Carney? First, let me start with B. Arthur. Who's my current day B. Arthur? Tiffany Haddish.
Nice.
Thank you. I mean, this is a Christmas special, right? They got money. It's on Disney Plus.
It's on the Plus.
Thank you. Canal Plus, Disney Plus. Tiffany Haddish is my barmaid. Runs the cantina. Let's see. Art Carney, what was his role in the Christmas special?
I don't know.
JC.
Nobody can watch that front to back. It's like you watch it for the commercials.
I have
trying
no
to remember who he
memory of
acted.
seeing.
Did he talk to Lumpy? He came to the house, right? And talked to Chewie's grandfather or Chewie's dad, Lumpy, and
You
shit.
remember far too much plot. from
Was
this.
he the guy who had like 6 arms?
No,
Like the puppets
Art
and
Carney's
stuff?
guy. Hey, he talks like this. He was fucking Norton on The Honeymooners and shit. Too old for you. All right, so who would be my Art Carney? Art Carney was a legendary TV figure. I mean, my Tiffany Haddish isn't directly a B. Arthur correlation, so why am I even trying to fucking figure out who my modern day Art Carney is? Let's just think about older. We need an older actor there. Jeremy Irons is my Art Carney.
Oh,
Right?
hilarious Jeremy Irons.
He can be funny.
He's very funny
You
in
have
Watchmen.
no idea. He
Mrs.
was
Crookshanks.
funny. He was funny. Yes, he was funny in The Watchmen, and we all live in The Watchmen now because they just announced in California it is illegal not to wear a mask.
Indeed.
We live in my childhood dream. It's a world of superheroes. Everyone's wearing masks. Now, when they say face mask, I was thinking that today. They're probably talking this shit. But what if I wear a full Spider-Man face mask?
I think you're fine.
But am I breaking the law?
No.
Can I walk into a bank, or will they be like hitting buttons and shit like that?
I think we have to sort of relax the standards of security guards and banks, given that everybody's wearing a mask.
That's true. We live in a world of masks.
Yeah.
Say again? In the bank?
You only let 5 people in
So
at
they're
once.
only letting 5 people in the bank at once, and while you're in line, they vet you the rest of the time and try
Pretty
to
much.
figure out.
The one guard can take you if only one of you is the robber.
Wow, one guard can take you if only one of you is the robber. Fucking Andrew doing some suspicious research into this subject.
It's like I'm casing the joint lest I'm like
for
making
a guy that doesn't work at the bank, he knows an awful lot about the situation.
I would like to make a withdrawal. Give me all of your monies.
Wait, where were we?
You
Before we
wanted to wear
found out
masks.
what Andrew does when he's not doing this fucking show.
Yeah.
No wonder he's a fucking rich dilettante, man. He's fucking robbing banks left and right.
He's fucking El Zorro over there.
Yeah.
1 cent, 2 pence, 3 pence a peso. Everyone for Zorro, stand up and say so.
That is awesome. What was that from?
Zorro the Gay Blade. Have you never seen Zorro
I
the
did
Gay?
back in the day with, what's his name?
George Hamilton.
George Hamilton. I was going to say Guy
and
Hamilton.
Brenda Vaccaro.
Yes.
That was my first Zorro movie that I ever saw.
Was Zorro the Gay Blade.
And loved it to fucking death.
And do the chant again?
It was 1 pence, 2 pence, 3 pence a peso. Everyone for Zorro, stand up and say so.
That was fantastic.
That's when Zorro's identical twin brother, Bunny Wigglesworth, has to come in because Zorro broke his ankle and can't do out and do a bunch of crime fighting. And so he calls on his gay cousin Bunny. who
Very
happens to
progressive
be-
movie.
Yes and no. Remember, this is like 1981.
True.
And
You mean the Gay Blade is not played with respect?
not so much.
Probably not.
But he has like a bunch of like very flamboyantly colored outfits with little balls on the end of his hat.
Yes.
It's like he's wearing pink and reds and baby blues. And I still love that movie. And it's got great fucking sword fighting. And George Hamilton is legit good.
He's wonderful.
He's
Can you
great.
see? And I saw him recently in a documentary.
Mm-hmm.
It was the documentary about Natalie Wood that was on HBO.
Okay.
He fucking looks amazing.
Yeah,
He's-
well-
I mean, he always aged well, but he's still aging well.
Turns out if you bake a dude that much, everything gets shiny and well preserved.
I guess, man. He's kept like one of them shrunken head apples. He looks great. He's preserved forever. All right,
Yes.
wait.
Anyway, I don't even remember the
What was the question again?
Oh, yeah, who we're casting in.
Yes.
Christmas
So who is
special.
I said Jeremy Irons, and then who else do I got to cast? Jefferson Starship. Weezer, hands down. Weezer's my band.
Ooh.
Don't you want to watch my Star Wars Christmas special? Call me, Kathy Kennedy.
Hey.
Disney Plus. I'm here. I'm free. Got a place we can shoot it. Set right here, halfway home.
Nice.
Can you see Tiffany Haddish right here? I can. Now.
My turn.
Yes.
All right. I need a female.
You need a B. Arthur type
I need a B. Arthur type.
to sing in the bar. It's a great
She's got to be a
question.
singer too, right? Well, then B. Arthur wasn't.
Yeah, I was going to say. We're playing fast and loose
Let's
with the
be
rules
honest
here.
here.
Totally.
She might have won like a Tony or two, but not for her
She
singing.
kind of talked her song through. It wasn't singing so much as, I am singing. This
Right.
is a song, my friends.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Wow, nice pull.
Thank you.
Nice pull.
Art Carney.
He's dead. You got to pick somebody else.
I gotta pick somebody alive. All right, fuck it. Patton Oswalt.
Nice. Nice.
And as for the musical act,
Yeah.
Boys to Men.
Boys to Men.
How could I not do Boys to Men?
They're getting a lot of work lately. They were in
They
something
really
else.
are.
They were in that Seth Rogen movie, weren't they?
They were, yes.
And then something else. They were involved in some.
They did it. They did.
Oh, there was an
SNL.
SNL
They were the
sketch.
musical on Mother's Day,
It's
right?
in the air.
It's in the air.
Boys to Men is your band. What do they sing?
I think you just want fucking Motown Philly back again, like because why would you not play the fucking hits?
Motown. What was their ballad?
I'll make love to you
Like you want me to.
and I'll hold you tight.
Did they also do?
all
This is
through
probably
the
not them, but did they
night.
do? It's so hard to say goodbye.
I think so.
To
I think so.
yesterday, how could I say goodbye? That's how you end the Star Wars special. Wait, so if you're
Lightsabers
doing
in the
it,
air.
like you can't do Princess Leia and stuff. You'd have to do it with the new generation of Star Wars heroes. So Daisy Ridley would have to sing us out with the fucking Life Day song, like Carrie did.
Yes, sadly.
Or you have Oscar Isaac do it, who was in a ska band back in the day.
Oscar Isaac was
And
in
can
a Scott-
dance like
He
a
was in ska
motherfucker.
band, yeah.
Oscar Isaac can cut a rug.
I guarantee you, he'd be more into it than Carrie was when they shot that special, man.
I think you get John Boyega and fucking Oscar Isaac and Daisy Ridley on there. They won't stop dancing.
And you get a little BB-8 in there and shit, little Babu Frick. Rock
Babu.
on. Rock on.
Babu's just rolling joints in the corner.
You know what they're never going to let us do? Make this. Maybe. You know who's going to do it? Dave Filoni. They'll let him do anything now, and why wouldn't you?
Yeah, Kathy, I got an idea.
Dave, give us what we all want. You love George, we know it. I know George hated the Christmas special, but still, give us a new one. That'd be such a great
For the
surprise
kids.
for Christmas, man. A Christmas special.
Oh, that'd be so nice. Just drop it on
Just
Disney
drop it on
Plus.
us. Yeah, on Disney Plus.
On the Plus.
The second best gift since Baby Yoda. All right, one more. Because those were good, but you better pick one that's equally as good, if not better. JC.
Scintillating.
Yes.
If suppose you're quarantined for
Who
some
asked?
strange reason.
Who asked?
Oh, Charlie Jones
Hey, Charlie.
Charlie Jones.
Chuck.
What's up?
with
Chuck
one
Jones.
Marvel,
Chuck Jones. I love your work.
one Marvel, and
Duck
one
'em up.
DC character. Who do you pick?
What am I doing?
You get one Marvel and one DC character to be quarantined with. Who do you pick?
Doctor Strange. Because he'll be like, this is the day you die.
Or he just keeps on holding up a finger and you have to guess
Yeah, I'm
why.
like, what does that mean? He's like,
Smell it. Smell it.
yeah, I was like, that's why I'd love to be quarantined with him. I was like, when you held up that fucking finger, what did you really mean? Never mind fucking Marcus and McFeely and shit. I want to know what you thought. And he was like, shut up. Doctor Strange is my Marvel choice. Who's my...
He'll have good weed.
What?
Doctor Strange will have good weed.
No kidding. And if he didn't, he could make it out of nowhere. He'd have to draw from some of the dark, magic from fucking
Some of the dank
Dormammu. I have a deal for you. Oh my God, we'd be stuck forever, over and over. Dormammu, I come to bargain. All right, and on the DC side, I'm going to say Swamp Thing.
because of the weed.
A little bit. And beyond the weed, he has the tubers that grow in his body. Remember, you could eat them, and people were like, whoa, and they saw the real world and through colors and shit like that. Plus, plant. So it's like constantly, he sucks in my carbon dioxide. He's giving me oxygen. Nah.
And you can eat him because you're a vegan.
I wouldn't do that. He's my friend. I'd get on his back. He'd carry me around like a little kid because he's really strong. He'd go anywhere, too, man. He could be like, can you go pick us up some food at Crossroads? And he'd be like, sure. And his body turns into this dried husk, and 2 seconds later, and he rebuilds his fucking body. And he's got food for you.
Nice.
Yeah. Swamp Thing and Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange.
I was almost going to go Doctor Strange and Doctor Fate, but fuck getting all mystical and shit like that.
Yeah.
Naboo and whatnot.
Are you quarantining at the Sanctum Sanctorum?
No, fuck that. My house. I don't want to quarantine in somebody else's house. I know where all my shit is and whatnot. Then I could just, if I don't want to hang out with him anymore, I can just go to my room. But if I'm at the Sanctum Sanctorum and he wants to hang out and I'm like, oh my God, I just want to go fucking check my email and look at Twitter and shit, then I got to make excuses.
So you'd rather be antisocial in your own space than in somebody else's space.
I mean, how much time can you spend with Doctor Strange,
Well, but you chose him, dude.
I know, but, I chose my wife, too. How much time can I fucking... She's not watching, so that joke can play.
Excellent.
All right, who are your two? Number one, great question.
Yes, well done,
Well
Chuck
done.
Jones.
Very creative.
DC character,
Yes.
Morpheus.
Oh, right on, because you can have some pleasant dreams. You're going to sleep like a motherfucker.
Hell
you can
yes.
sleep the whole quarantine.
And I'll be everywhere and anywhere. And tell me a story, dream.
And having like vivid fucking dreams, and when you finally wake up, you can fucking put them to work and you're writing and stuff like that.
Fuck yeah.
That's a good choice. I'd be like, hey man, knock me out until this is all over. And it'd be like, oh my God, you're going to go to the land of cats. Not, the Jellicles, the land of...
No, the actual.
Yeah.
Would be the Prince of Cats.
So that is your DC.
That's my DC
Good
choice.
poll. Fucking good poll.
I think Kingpin.
Kingpin?
Yeah.
Wilson Fisk?
Wilson fucking Fisk. You know
Show's
why?
over, ladies and gentlemen.
He
A
will have-
villain? Why?
because he will have the most secure place to be in quarantine. Like, that motherfucker's penthouse is like Fort Knox. Like, nobody's getting in, nobody's getting out.
Well, Daredevil got in and out. In Love and War, he got all the way up to the top.
I get one time.
I mean, that's all you need.
But let's pretend.
Fucking Matt Murdock gets in there and fucking lets that Billy Clue Club loose. Ping, ping, ping. Hits his bald fucking head. It's over. Peter Parker can't do what Matt Murdock would do and has done to the fucking Kingpin. Peter Parker, Kingpin was originally his villain and stuff, as we saw in the Spider-Verse movie and shit. But him as just a little boy, and even when he grew up, he's not going to take out Kingpin. Matt Murdock would have fucking killed the Kingpin many a fucking time. Sure. Yeah, like really jumped out of my manager bag, like, fuck you,
No.
and fuck you, because Kingpin had it coming.
I'm just like, he's got a nice house. I'm sure it's pretty secure. He's a fat dude. He's got lots of food. We'll be fine.
But he's also like running that fucking generator, opening up dimensional rifts, trying to get his wife and kid back.
Which Kingpin do I get to choose my Kingpin?
Yeah, which one you picking?
Not the one
Good choice.
trans-dimensional rifts and shit.
Excellent choice. Excellent choice.
The dude is like, I'm a crime boss.
Not
And
as ambitious.
We're quarantining. It's all good. I
Fair
got all
enough.
the sausage you could want.
Excellent, bizarre poll, though.
Yes. Now I'm going for the...
Now, between you and fucking Andrew talking about Robin Banks, the two of you has got you're mixed up with the bad guys.
I'm just saying.
You're like, my idol is Kingpin because him so smart and strong.
Yeah. I'm basically choosing the dude with the best house to quarantine in, less...
Fair enough.
Partner.
What I'm getting out of this story is you'd rather not quarantine at your place.
No.
All I want to do is quarantine on my place.
I mean,
I'm like,
my place is fine, but a little too tight. And so I would much rather have, like...
be the king of New York. You have a penthouse and shit like that.
Right? Or like, ooh.
But
Maybe
also, he is fucking temperamental, Mark. Like fucking Kingpin. Like fucking look, yeah, I want to be holed up with a mobster while the whole fucking world falls apart and shit like that. He's like, we're losing money. Hey, someone's getting killed. And you're there.
let's open the economy.
Yeah.
The crime economy.
Sounds familiar. All right, man. To each their own. Mark made the most bizarre choice of the night.
I really did.
Inventive, though, creative and stuff.
I'll stick with
But
it.
you know what? You got Dream. So you could always put, good, here, let me help you out of your fucking hole, Mark.
Yes, please.
With Dream on your side, you could just put fucking Wilson Fisk to sleep, and there you're enjoying the lap of luxury without having to fucking talk to crazy-ass Wilson Fisk.
Right. See, and I was also like trying to aim for a person who lived by himself for the most part. Like, the X-Mansion would be pretty cool, except there's 58 fucking children running around.
Oh, and they're all quarantined together.
And they're all
shit.
quarantined together. Same thing with the Avengers Mansion. Yeah, Jarvis would be a great roommate. Like, he's a fucking butler. He'd be really good at that shit. Maybe it's average Jarvis, excellent. But there's the rest of the fucking Avengers there doing the dumbass Avengers shit, and I think they would get on my nerves.
Let me tell you something. The house you want to quarantine at is Tony Stark's fucking house
Malibu
from the
Joe?
movie. Oh, my God. With the talking house and all the views and shit like that. I mean, fucking, you'd be like, what quarantine? I'm great. I choose to be here. It's a fucking Tuesday. That's why I'm here. Those are 3 great questions, man. I was ready to fucking blow this popsicle stand, but I'm glad I stayed, man.
Thank
that
you.
shit made me happy.
You know, I would have been rather put out if you just like, fuck it, I'm done, and walked off.
I don't want to drop it because it will really hurt. Wow, we did it again. And we this time with feeling, ladies and gentlemen.
Fun.
Yeah, good times. Remember Chris Wood was on the show 8 hours ago? Great
He was
fucking
nice.
times, man. Thanks to our guest, Chris Wood, for taking the time. Let's see who we get next week, right?
Ooh, Victor Garber, perhaps?
Oh, my heart beats still my
Tease the Garber.
beating heart, man. Thanks to JC. Give a JC shot there in the booth. Well, you got to put a shot on you.
Nope.
There it is. JC
Andrew's staging a tiny rebellion.
opens up this place, lets us do the show here at the Cantina and stuff as he plots world domination over there. Thanks to Andrew, who's in the other room and shit. He really has to count for the whole audience.
He really does.
I gauge how we do based on whether or not Andrew is laughing. So
And it's a high bar for him
it's
to.
a pretty high fucking
You gotta
bar.
fucking laugh, dude. Otherwise, we're just
yeah,
dying
yeah.
out here.
He don't give it out for free and shit. You got to earn it with Andrew. Thanks to the boys for making the time so that me and this man can come in and fucking talk about the shit that makes us happy and whatnot.
Indeed.
Now we go back to our horrible lives. No. Now we go back to our wonderful families and wait 1 full week before we get to do this again. Who will be our guest? Give us suggestions.
Who do you know that you can call?
Yeah, give us their numbers as well. That would be a help.
You should talk to my girlfriend. She's really smart. You got it, Phil.
Yeah, I'm done. Talk to her. Bring her in. Thanks for being here, ladies and gentlemen. There is no show without the man standing to my left. Give it up for the marvelous Mr. Mark Bernard, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Captain Smith.
Thanks, my name. Don't wear it out. And that is FatMan Beyond for this week, man. I'm Kevin Smith.
I'm Mark Bernard.
Tune in next week, same fat time, same fucking fat channel, smodcast.com, or
YouTube.com/Kevin Smith. I went
oh,
cage.
for the good of all Cree.
I went cage on that one.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
Hard cage.